Now, with a call of today's game, here's the voice of the York Revolution, Daryl Henry.
Good evening, everyone, from Santander Stadium here in downtown York. Welcome to game number 72 of York Revolution Baseball. Game number 2 of the second half. And tonight, the Revs look for a 2-0 start and a series win as they will once again host the Lancaster Barnstormers. And hi again, everybody. Daryl Henry with you. Welcome to Revs Baseball on a beautiful sunny night here at the stadium. Ag and Farm night here at the ballpark as well. And should be a big one with post-game fireworks. And a big game to come as the Revs try to get off to a 2-0 start in this season's second half. Last night, an incredible victory. And to recap things, Logan Williamson and Joe Gardner kept the game scoreless into the 8th inning. Each starter went 7 scoreless in the game. Lancaster would draw first blood on a 2-out RBI hit by Mike McDade in the 8th that came one pitch after Stephen Penny and everybody behind him thought that he had strike 3, so that was unfortunate. And the Revs would trail then 1-0 as a result into the bottom of the 9th inning. But with 1 out, Eric Patterson would single to spark the rally and set the stage, and Brian Pounds was up next and came up with a huge hit to tie things up. 1-0. And a swing and a line drive in left center field. It is in the gap. It's down for a hit and back against the fence. They are sending Patterson. He's going to score. And this game's tied at 1-1 here in the bottom of the 9th. Brian Pounds, the game-tying double to the gap. And it took all night, but the Revs are on the board, and they tie it with 1 out here in the 9th inning. They picked the right time to do it. And Brian Pounds with a run batted in 4 straight games now. And reliever Pete Andrelzik would record the second out, but Nick Ferdinand then battled his way on with a walk. And that forced them to go to the bullpen again and call on lefty Zach Jackson with left-hand hitting Jacob Calderon due up. Mace would pinch hit Alfredo Patino for Calderon, and Patino drew a walk after a disputed call by the Barnstormers that they thought was not a foul ball and should have been a third out on a chopper back to the mound. But Patino, given the benefit of the doubt, he would end up earning a huge walk to keep the inning going. And that brought Brandon Boggs to the plate with the bases loaded and 2 outs in a tie game in the 9th. Boggs fell behind 0-2 against Jackson, but he would come up with the game-winning RBI in rather unique fashion. Now the 0-2. It hit him! Hit him with a pitch! Hit by pitch! Game over! And the Revs win on opening night of the second half, 2-1, with 2 runs in the bottom of the 9th. Brandon Boggs is going to get his interview tomorrow. And the Revs are 1-0 in this second half on a game-winning, bases loaded, hit by pitch on 0-2 in the bottom of the 9th inning. 0-2 with 2 outs, and he hit him with a pitch. And Butch Hobson wants a piece of the umpiring crew on his way off. Still steamed at that foul ball call on Patino, who ended up drawing the walk to get Boggs to the plate. And Jackson, who had gotten a called second strike, coming in on Boggs, tried to go in there again and hit him with it. And Boggs was happy to wear it, and he picks up the game-winning RBI. Unbelievable, and the Revs win 2-1 with 2 runs in the bottom of the 9th. Yep, that was a new one, the 46th walk-off win in Revs history, their first ever on a hit-by-pitch. Brandon Boggs, the game-winning ribby. What a win to start the second half, and also the Revs' first win of the season when trailing after 8 innings. Well, down in the field, getting ready for our World Cow Milking Championship of York to take place, and Rami Lewis looking for a three-peat. He will, for the second straight year, match up against Chad Beck, and he's got quite the supporting cast around him. Stephen Penny, Bo Vaughn, Frank Gailey, Jacob Calderon, Alfredo Patino, Fletch. Oh, no, Fletch was in the bullpen with tonight's starter, but Rami being cheered on. They have queued up his walk-up music as if he were towing the rubber to start a game. This is a big one for him, a big competition, and trying to defend his championship belt. So the udders are now being yanked, and milk, I'm sure, is splattering the bucket as Rami Lewis looks to defend his crown, and hopefully we will have a positive update for you as our pregame continues. Brandon Boggs is down there watching up close as well, and he is our pregame subject. Coming up, we'll talk with Boggsy about the walk-off hit by pitch from last night, so stay tuned for that. Mace will join us shortly as well. That is on deck on our pregame, and you can bet that in the next couple of days we'll have a rant on this cow milking extravaganza from Rami once again. We've done that topic in years past, but you can never rant about your cow milking world title too often. So that'll be on an upcoming pregame, I'm sure. But our matchup on the mound tonight, Matt Neal gets the start for York, 2-6 with a 4.81 ERA. Lefty Nate Reed for the Barnstormers, he's 1-5 with an ERA of 3.68. Once again, we will check in with Brandon Boggs on our pregame feature interview up next. First pitch set for 6:30 tonight from Santander Stadium on Sports Radio 1350 WOYK.
WellSpan has helped many professional, student, and recreational athletes stay at the top of their game. And they can do the same for you. With a full spectrum of care, including sports nutrition, concussion management, orthopedic surgery, and physical therapy, our winning team can help you prevent an injury or treat one. For immediate care, call 1-877-482-5420. or visit wellspan.org/sportsmedicine.
This is the Dan Patrick Show.
He's a great man. Was Muhammad Ali a thug? He was colorful, controversial. But this is a guy who did something before anybody else did it. And we were okay with it. A lot of us were okay because of how Ali looked. Handsome, well-spoken, and poetry. There was charisma to it. Richard Sherman just came out of a game and started yelling right in our face.
Dan Patrick.
On Sports Radio 1350 WOYK.
Join me, Steve Zabin, mornings at 6 on Sports Radio 1350 WOYK.
Stadium. The Revs playing Game 2 of the second half tonight, and coming off the win on the heroic hit-by-pitch from Brandon Boggs last night. And Boggsy, thanks for joining us. I figured now that we've interviewed every All-Star on both teams, Freedom and Liberty, not just our guys, all of the All-Stars, now we can get to you.
Oh, that's okay. Save the best for last. And, I came in last day after the All-Star break and, got a game-winning hit by pitch, so I'm pretty happy about that.
How would you describe where the ball hit you?
I would describe it right in the lower buttocks. That's exactly where it hit me. I guess the guy was just trying to come in and just pulled it, and I'm just glad that I, got to be in that situation to get hit, in an 0-2 count.
Now on strike two, he had come in, got the called strike. Did you expect that he would come in again?
Yes, I was looking for that ball in. As good hitters are in this league, you have to throw them in. And I was expecting something in. I thought he was actually going to go to the strikeout pitch, the slider first, but he just held on to that fastball and pulled it and hit me.
You were more than happy to take one for the team, weren't you?
I'm definitely happy. Anything to help this team win and start off a good second half, I'm happy to do so.
Not to get too personal, but was there a welt?
No, there's not a welt. I'm a pretty well built man, so you might want to check that ball.
Yeah, love it. So coming off the All-Star break, how was the time in Connecticut and all of the festivities and everything?
Yeah, it was great to go out there. It was great to see every guy that got picked out there, and just to see all the best pitchers in the league at least throw an inning. it was fun. They had a lot of things for us to do with luncheons, dinners, parties. The home run derby was fun to watch, even though it was a shorter version. It was just definitely fun to just be a part of that experience of the All-Star festivities.
Talking with Brandon Boggs and the team reconvening to begin the second half. What's the mood like? Is there any different feeling? Does it feel like there's a weight off your shoulders leaving that first half behind?
Yeah, there's always a little bit of weight lifted because, you start the second half brand new. And the clubhouse is great. We got a couple new guys in here that are going to learn and gel with us and everything. But, our core guys that are still there and you know how to run the clubhouse and just have fun and be loose are still here. So it's just great. We're great to start the second half.
Talking with Brandon Boggs, one of the new guys signed yesterday is James Simmons, who was your teammate in Bridgeport. What should we expect in getting him? And I know you and I were talking. He's going to be fun for you to play alongside in the outfield again, isn't he? Oh, definitely going to be fun. It's less work for me because, he's a fast man. He can cover some ground out there in center field. He can throw the ball, and, he can hit too. He's had a little down year this year, but we'll get him hitting again. That's why we brought him over here. Well, sounds good, Boggsy. Appreciate the time very much. And again, congratulations on wearing one for the team last night. We'll check on that ball. Yes, definitely check on the ball, and thanks for having me, Daryl. That's Brandon Boggs. We'll have Mace coming up next on the Broadway Transmission Manager's Report. Stay tuned for that.
Remember when the goal was to see how fast you could run home from school, play 99 straight innings of wiffle ball, or jump up onto anything? At WellSpan Health, we think making time to play is still a great goal. Being healthy is how you get there. And just in case your grown-up body can't keep up with your inner child, WellSpan Orthopedics walk-in injury care is there to help with a team specially trained in treating sprains, strains, and broken bones. If you have a WellSpan primary care physician, your visit is added to your electronic health record so your doctor may coordinate any follow-up care. You never need an appointment. And both our Apple Hill location in York and our new Hanover Orthopedics location are open evenings and weekends. You can get all the details about orthopedic walk-in injury care at wellspan.org/injury. At WellSpan Health, it's our goal to help you get healthy and stay healthy, no matter how old you are or how young you feel.
Dear Lancaster Barnstormers, sincerely, the York Revolution and Sports Radio 1350 WOYK. Get your tickets today at YorkRevolution.com.
Revolution! Summer is in full swing at Santander Stadium. 2015 brings incredible entertainment, amazing giveaways, and of course, fireworks. On July 13th, gold medalist and Penn State head coach Cale Sanderson will make a special appearance on Wrestling Night. Meet him and get an autograph. See you at the Revolution game on July 13th. Revolution!
Hi, this is Dan Patrick. Join me weekday mornings at 9 on Sports Radio 1350 WOYK.
Fans, it's time to go inside the clubhouse. For the latest on your York Revolution and tonight's matchup, it's the Broadway Transmission Manager's Report. Now, here's Atlantic League Manager of the Year, Mark Nason.
All right, Mace, to start off tonight, it is Ag and Farm Night. I assume that Rami Lewis is going to be out there to defend his cow milking title. Is your money on him?
If he's out there, it is, yeah. But I'm not sure I heard anybody talk about milking cows today yet. So, maybe I'm in the dark on that one, but we'll find out soon enough.
I might be too. We will find out, though. But last night, the walk-off hit by pitch, do you remember being involved in any of those previously? That's kind of a rarity to win a game that way.
Maybe that's the third or fourth one. I mean, I've been involved in them before, but it doesn't happen much. I mean, there's usually wild pitches. I've been involved in that. Ball four with the bases loaded. I've been involved in that, unfortunately, on both ends, but hit by pitch probably 2 or 3 times.
the at-bats in the ninth inning leading up to that, and especially a couple of your young guys, Ferdinand getting the walk, and then pinch hitting Patino, he did the same. What did you think about the patience, the selection that those guys showed? I mean, I would think that as a young guy, it would be very understandable if they were up there trying to jump and get the game-winning hit themselves.
Well, that's true, and I mean, I really liked their approaches. I thought they were very relaxed at the plate, and that's a good situation to be in as a hitter because the game is already tied. No matter what you're going to do, we're still going to keep playing baseball at that point. And, and both young guys, what I liked most about it was they didn't try to do too much. They didn't go out of the zone to chase the ball that was in the dirt. They were patient. They were looking for something to hit, and both of them drew walks. So that was real important. And then to be able to get Boggs to the plate, everything worked out well.
Was it kind of the approach of I'm not going to make the final out, I'm going to at least get it to the guy behind me and kind of trust in your teammates? Is that kind of what you saw there?
It was part of that, and I think part of it was if I get something to hit, I'm going to end the game here. So it was a little bit of both, and they really didn't get anything that they liked. And, I thought Patino might have had one pitch maybe that he could hit, but, both guys went up there, I think, looking for something right away, and if they didn't get it, they were going to wait to see the next pitch. So I thought it was impressive for two young guys to be in that situation and perform the way they did.
How much flexibility do you feel that you have now as far as being able to pinch hit? You did it twice last night. Tonight with a lefty on the mound, Calderon sits, and you get somebody else in there. Do you feel like you've got a lot more options at this point now?
Well, we do. We have options, and as long as everybody stays healthy, I think I'll be able to move some guys around and play the odds a little bit. Every day we go through the stats here and we look at left matchups, right matchups, and all those things. So if it looks like it can play into our favor, I'm going to do it. I thought pinch hitting for Calderon last night was something that had to be done because right now he hasn't been able to figure out the left-handers here. So I just thought it was a good opportunity to put Alfredo in there, and he did a good job. So, the guys are always working on something. Some matchups are tougher than others, and sometimes you have your hands tied where you can't do anything either, and you just have to let the guys go up there and battle. So I think we're capable. I think our lineup is solid. I'm more comfortable with the guys right now than I've been all year with the lineup and the roster. So we'll just see how it plays out.
Pitching side of things, Logan Williamson last night was awesome again, and he's really only had two rough starts, but either time he's come back with a game like that.
Logan was really good last night, and I was going to run him out there for the eighth inning if he wanted it, but his leg was bothering him just a little bit. He had just pitched in the All-Star game on Wednesday, so I totally understand that was a good point for him. If he was ready to come out, I was going to let him come out and then go to the pen. We had a whole pen, obviously, that was available. And, but Logan did a great job and pitched out of a couple jams early. But, that's a sign of a good pitcher. So it's not always going to be clean when you go out there. And to be able to pitch out of some stressful situations is important.
With Matt Neal tonight, how important was the relief outing on Sunday for him to bounce back? He looked like he was back in his groove there.
Matt has thrown the ball well for the most part. His ERA is a little inflated because he's had maybe two bad innings. One of them was in Camden, where he could have been out of the inning and it led to a grand slam. And then, the other day he just had a hard time getting the ball down, and that happens sometimes for pitchers. The thing about pitching is every time you make a mistake, it doesn't get hit hard, and sometimes you execute exactly the pitch you want and it gets hit hard. So those are things that you can't control. You just try to make the best pitch you can make and try to locate, and then after that it's up to the hitter. So, I think Matt's confident, and I know he's more than capable. We've seen it numerous times here in the past year, so hopefully he can get right back where he left off on Sunday.
All right, thanks a lot. Good luck tonight.
Thank you.
All right, that's Revs manager Mark Mason on the Broadway Transmission Managers Report. We have horrible news to report. Rami Lewis has been defeated by Chad Beck on the cow milking championship tilt, which was very much an upset. Here's Lancaster's lineup, brought to you by Flying Feet. Jerry Owens in center field leads things off. Anderson Feliz, the third baseman, will hit second. Kevin Rivers DHs and bats third. The cleanup man is Mike McDade at first base. Brian Cavazos Galvez in right field will hit fifth. It'll be Zach Collier in left field hitting sixth. Luke Hughes will bat seventh. He'll play second base. Lance Zawadski, the shortstop, hits eighth. And Tyler Wagner, recently acquired catcher, will hit ninth. And Matt Neal ready to go. So is Jerry Owens, who digs in. Our Dasher Investment Services first pitch of the night is right over the plate for ball one. And we are underway. 6:31 is our start time this evening. We're in a sunny evening in York. Owens was not in the lineup last night. And the left-hand batter looks at a strike here to even things up. Comes in hitting at .362 in 18 games. He missed most of the first half with a hand injury. Pitch to him. He fakes a bunt, running up in the box, and it's a called strike. And Neal ahead of him. 87 degrees at game time tonight. Owens, a bat that has a black handle, a bright red barrel to go along with the Lancaster colors. The 1-2. And he swings and lines one to center, a base hit to start the game on a two-strike count. Neal ahead of him, but Owens singles, and he's been hot. He was not in last night, but leading off tonight, and has now hit safely in 6 in a row. 11 for 20, hitting .550 on that streak that has just climbed a notch. He's also reached base safely in 17 straight games. Here's Anderson Feliz. He moves up in the order to second tonight. Switch hitter, batting at .210. And Neal out of the slide step misses high. Again, it's Owens, Feliz, Rivers, McDade, Galvez, Collier, Hughes, Zawadski, and Wagner. Lineup brought to you by Flying Feet. Owens the lead from first, the 1-0, and it's a called strike as Neal finds the outside corner. Our plate ump tonight is Doug McFarling. Chris Carroll at first, Bill Worthington at third. Pounds had been in on the grass, now even, and now Feliz does try to bunt, bunts through it, and De La Cruz snaps it down to first, and Owens dives back. Telvin Nash back in the starting lineup tonight, and he had to pick one on a short hop in the dirt, and he collapsed into almost a split again, and it was some of those that had him tight late in the first half, missed the final few games, and he was a little slow to get up on that one, but Eric Patterson over to check on him, playing at second tonight, and hopefully Nash will be just fine, but still kind of stretching things out. Tough throw to handle. He went down to pick it. Now the 1-2 and a breaking ball, little tapper foul, third base side. It crawls about halfway along the grass and comes to a stop. Revs are in their home whites again tonight, the traditional home unis with the navy hats. Lancaster in their road gray. The red hats to go with it. Red helmet, socks, numbers, letters. Neal a throw to first, and he babied it over there, and Nash got a piece but couldn't knock it down, and Owens will move up on a throwing error. He aimed it over to first, trying to guide it softly over there, and it just dumped into the dirt. And it was thrown so softly, I bet that if it was thrown hard, Nash would make that pick, but he was trying to judge how it would bounce on the in-between hop, and it glanced off his glove and got away. And a first-inning error. It was the 1-2 to Feliz, and he takes low. And now his job is a little bit different. It's to pull one if he can and move Owens from second base. the stretch. Couple looks back. The 2-2. And that misses up high. Oh, full count. Trying to find his first out of the night. Slight breeze in from right field this evening. There's the payoff pitch and a liner to center field. Simmons started in by a step, and it's going to fly over his head. And it may have anyway. It'll score a run. Now he struggles to pick it up, and Feliz will make it all the way to third standing. 1-0 Lancaster, 2 hitters into the game. It'll be a double for Feliz and an error on Simmons in center. And the Revs have committed 2 errors through the first 2 batters of the night. It's an RBI for Feliz, and Simmons' first step was in, but the ball stayed up, maybe had some backspin and carried, and he very well may not have had any chance to get to it regardless of that first step. But then the fumble on the warning track, they charge him with an error on that. And here's Kevin Rivers, the lefty, who takes outside. Now, an ominous beginning to things tonight. 1-0, and a curveball slipped and missed way high. A 2-0 count. Rivers, the DH, hitting at .261. 9 home runs, 25 driven in. The 2-0, and he swings and fouls it back against the net. Rivers has been hot. A little over a month since June 5th. He's hit .322 with 7 of his 9 home runs. Got himself a spot in the All-Star game. The 2-1, and he swings and loops one at third. Pounds will catch this. As he steps over into foul territory, he squeezes the little blooper, and they have their first out of the night. Neal coming in 2-6, a .481 ERA. In 18 outings, half of those have been starts. 67 and a third innings, 78 hits, opponents hitting .292. 12 walks, 50 Ks. Here's Mike McDade, who plays at first base tonight. First pitch to the switch hitter. He grounds it to third. Pounds looked at home. He'll take the shore out at first. And they get out number 2. Feliz in to score, though. It's 2-0. McDade may have even chipped his bat. If he did, it's a broken bat, brought to you by Heritage Lawn and Landscape Care. If you have an ash tree, you might have that pest. EAB. And get in touch with the experts. You can find them online at heritagelawnandlandscape.com. McDade, who got jammed but punched it on the ground to third, gets Feliz in, and he runs well. Pounds looked at him, a slower runner he may have thrown home. Here's Brian Cavazos-Galvez, who takes a strike. At the moment, that run would be unearned. Neal going from the stretch again, and a ground ball to short. 2 hops to Valdez, running to his right, cuts it off and makes an off-balance throw while moving the other way, and throws out Galvez at first to end the inning. But Lancaster with a pair of runs right out of the gates tonight. 2 hits, 2 errors on the Revs in the first inning, and nobody left. At the end of a half, it's the Barnstormers 2, and the Revs coming up.
Runners know the challenge. It's not the uncompromising weather. It's not the pounding repetition. It's not knowing how to dig deep as you start the climb of that last hill. For runners, the challenge is the discipline to keep running. Flying feet. Casual runners, amateur runners, hardcore runners, no matter what level runner you are, Flying Feet Sports Shoes is with you every step of the way. Over the years, Flying Feet has become the leader in athletic footwear and properly fitting the feet of runners throughout Central PA. For those searching for that discipline, Flying Feet provides the latest shoe innovations, the accessory equipment, and the inspiration to keep on running. Greg Baum and his staff have the knowledge and the true understanding of what running is all about. As one local runner put it, Flying Feet's family, and all runners are welcome. Flying Feet. Flying Feet Sports Shoes, 1511 Melrose Avenue, York, just off exit 18 of I-83 next to Battery Warehouse.
Your teams all the time. York's only place for local sports. Sports Radio 1350 WOYK.
Lancaster with 2 runs in the top of the first inning. Revs coming up against left-hander Nate Reed. Here's York's lineup tonight, brought to you by Flying Feet. And guess who's back? Mikey Reynolds will lead things off tonight, DHing. Eric Patterson at second base hits second. Brian Pounds, the third baseman, will bat third. The cleanup man is Nick Ferdinand, playing in left. Brandon Boggs in right field will bat fifth. Luis De La Cruz will catch and hit sixth. Talvin Nash at first base bats seventh. Hitting eighth is James Simmons in center field. And Wilson Valdez at shortstop will bat ninth. Again, it's Reynolds, Patterson, Pounds, Ferdinand, Boggs, De La Cruz, Nash, Simmons, and Valdez facing the lefty Nate Reed. Mikey to get things started. His first at bat since Memorial Day. He suffered that finger injury, just activated yesterday. And he's been so anxious to get back in. Reed's first pitch of the night is over for a strike. The Revs this season have had 7 different leadoff hitters. Here's the wind from Reed, the 0-1. And a swing and a bouncer toward the line at first and foul. Well, Mikey told us that he's always led off. And some of the guys that the Revs have had to use have not always led off. And you'll find that a lot around the league. It is tough to find that prototypical leadoff type. Here's the 0-2. And it's down in the dirt. He had batted .346 through 21 games at the time of the injury, ranking 5th in the league in batting at the time that he took that hop off his right-hand ring finger. Now Reed back to the plate. And a swing and a rip. Diving stop at third. Feliz pops up and throws him out. And Reynolds tripped on first base, hustling down the line, ends up sprawled out, but he's back to his feet and okay. And Anderson Feliz, who's got no sense for the drama of the moment here in York, steals one on Mikey's first at-bat back. He made a bid at extra bases, perhaps, if that one gets by him in his return to the lineup, but Feliz stretched out, diving to the backhand. He speared it and threw him out. Here's Eric Patterson, and he lays off a little bit high. Good to see Mikey back, though, and he smacked the first ball that he puts in play. Here's the 1-0, and a swing and a foul back. Patterson, a 2-hit night last night. He got the 9th inning rally started, scored the tying run, hitting at .245 overall. A 1-1, and he swings and loops one the other way. Shallow left, and into a slide goes Zach Collier to make the play. Now Patterson blooping one to shallow left. Off the bat, I thought that thing was going to get down, but it kept traveling, it kept hanging. And Collier, with excellent speed and left, hustled in and slid under it to make the play. They're the Barnstormers with Two slick defensive plays to begin things. Meanwhile, the Revs with 2 first-inning errors and trailing 2-0. Here's Brian Pounds, who looks at a first-pitch strike. Pounds, who tied the game in the 9th inning with his double last night. There's the 0-1, and he swings and tips a foul behind the plate. He's now driven in a run in 4 straight games, one short of matching a Revs season best set by himself. Had an RBI in 5 straight games in late May. Batting at .288, 2 homers, 26 knocked in overall. Pitch, and a swing and a miss. Reed took a little something off, strikes him out swinging, and works a 1-2-3 first. We head to the second tonight. Barnstormers with the early 2-0 lead.
Hi, this is Tom Dasher, president of Tom Dasher Investment Services. I specialize in retirement planning and strategies to meet individual personal goals. Whether you are looking for wealth accumulation or to maximize your retirement income. Oh, heck, this is sounding just like another commercial. Hey, listen, it's this simple. We use risk-free investment vehicles, whether you are looking to still build wealth accumulation or you want retirement income or a combination of both. It is all about getting your money parked in the place that will benefit you the most. If you want to do that, call me. My office number is 246-3879, or my mobile is 487-2096, or contact me at my new website at tomdasher.com.
An invasive pest that's already killed millions of ash trees is bearing down on our communities. The emerald ash borer, or EAB, means certain death for every ash tree it infects. The good news is that you can protect your property's ash trees with help from Heritage Lawn and Landscape Care. Our EAB prevention methods are effective, environmentally safe, and less costly than removing your dead tree, which is the only alternative to prevention. Learn more at heritagelawnandlandscape.com.
Listen up, people. This is The Rich Eisen Show.
He's a professional.
Give a listen to how Phil Jackson described why this pick came down.
We understand that, it might take a year, but he's willing to work.
Obviously that fully admitting that it's going to be at least a year till he does anything, and this is for a team that had its worst year, what's the word, ever, right?
The Rich Eisen Show. Sports Radio 1350 WOYK. All about local sports. Sports Radio 1350 WOYK.
Nothing Lancaster. We go to the second inning, and Zach Collier to lead things off. We had heard from him on one of those defensive plays in the first. Lancaster left fielder made a sliding grab. Last night he led off in his debut. They did not have Jerry Owens in the starting lineup. Tonight, Collier will hit 6th, and Neal's first pitch of the inning is in for a strike. Collier 1 for 4 in his debut last night. A leadoff double on the first pitch of the game, but did not score. The 0-1, and he yanks a line drive, base hit to right. Now he's got his second Barnstormers hit, and a leadoff single to start the inning. We'll bring up our K-man tonight, Luke Hughes, who was extremely upset with a strike call that ended the top of the 8th. Of course, the Revs were extremely upset with a ball call that extended the top of the 8th last night. First pitch is up high. Hughes hitting at .256, 2 home runs. He's knocked in 8. Hit his first of those home runs here in York last month when he had just joined the team. 1-0, and he fouls it back into the netting. Hughes, who had some big league time with the Twins, first major league at bat, he hit a home run. He didn't just hit a home run, he hit it off Max Scherzer in his big league debut. The 1-1, and a swing and a miss. Good fastball from Neal on the outside corner. Hughes also in the majors. Gone deep against Verlander and Peavy, among others. 1-2. And it misses down and away. The Australia native. Playing in the U.S. for the first time since 2012. 2-2. And he swings and flies it to right. Brandon Boggs is right there, eyeing it up, and he gloves it. No breadsticks this time, but Hughes flies to right for the first out. And Lance Zawadski up next. Zawadski hitting at .247. He's hit 7 home runs, including 2 in the first half finale on Sunday. 24 ribbies. First pitch, a fastball strike as Neal locates on the outside corner. Matt Neal coming off a relief outing in Bridgeport on Sunday, 2 hitless innings. A 0-1 rather, and it's bounced to first. Nash has to come in on the soft hopper. He'll take it to the bag himself. No chance to try to get to or even the lead runner. It was softly hit. Collier to second with 2 outs. On the slow bounder to first. And Tyler Wagner to the plate with a runner at second base. 2-0 Lancaster the lead. Here at the top of the second. Wagner in 1 game with Lancaster, 1 for 3. He was acquired from Southern Maryland where he started the year. Neal with the pitch. It is over for a strike. Keith Castillo had gotten hurt, so he's inactive. And they needed another catcher and brought Wagner over. Overall, he's hitting at .250 in 14 games played. Left-hand batter, the 0-1. And he swings and dribbles it to second. Patterson up on it. He gloves cleanly and tosses to first to end the inning. So the leadoff single is left on. No runs on 1 hit and 1 left. We go to the bottom of the second inning. Still 2-0 Lancaster.
Broadway transmission? I don't know how they do it.
We've been in business for 60 years at the same location.
I don't know how they do it.
It's our long-term nationwide warranties.
Oh, and don't forget our online appointment scheduling.
I still don't know how they do it.
They towed my van at no cost with my repair.
It's our ATRA certified technicians. Don't forget the good-looking genius in the office.
Come on, man.
I know they help me with financing. Still, with my bad credit, I don't know how they do it.
I did my research and felt comfortable that Broadway is a AAA-approved specialty repair shop. I showed my AAA card and saved some hard-earned cash.
I was happy to get a $100 rebate in the mail after the job was done.
I sure don't know how they do it, but I do know they get it done, and they get it done right.
Broadway Transmission. We'll get your shift together and back on the road fast. Check us out on the web at BroadwayTrans.com or stop in and see how it's done.
WellSpan has helped many professional, student, and recreational athletes stay at the top of their game. And they can do the same for you. With a full spectrum of care, including sports nutrition, concussion management, orthopedic surgery, and physical therapy, our winning team can help you prevent an injury or treat one. For immediate care, call 1-877-482-5420. or visit wellspan.org/sportsmedicine.
For local sports on your smartphone, search WOIK at the App Store.
Matt Neal rebounds with a scoreless inning. We go to the bottom of the second. Still 2-0 Lancaster. Nick Ferdinand to lead things off. 1-2-3 first from Nate Reed. It comes in tonight, 1-5. Decent ERA, though, 3.68. Ferdinand digs in. First pitch of the inning is on the way, and he watches it a little bit low. Hitting at 295, Ferdinand is. He was held to 0 for 2 last night, but 2 walks, including a big one in the 9th. And looks at a strike here to even things up. 1 ball, 1 strike. And Reed mishandling the throw back. Has to take a few steps behind the mound. Stands angled on the rubber, a short step into the windup, and fires, and Ferdinand fouls it. Back off the top of the net, 1-2. Reed, who shows some numbers to the hitter. A little bit of a long arm path and brings it overhand. Leans back a bit. And a breaking ball down low. Ferdinand tried to check and did. They tagged him just in case, but after the appeal to first base, Chris Carroll said he didn't go on it. 2-2. Ferdinand, Boggs, and De La Cruz due up. And Reed with the pitch. Just missed, a little low. A full count. It's his 6th start. He's worked 14 games in relief this season. Formerly been a full-time reliever. The 3-2. And a swing and a miss. 3-2 changeup. Showing some respect to Ferdinand, but of course, anytime you go off speed on 3-2 to start an inning, you're playing with a little bit of fire there. I had enough confidence to locate that pitch and did. 1 away. Here is Brandon Boggs, who says he does not have a welt from last night's hit by pitch on the buttocks, as he looks at a first pitch strike. And you can never say that we don't give you full detail on this broadcast, more than you may even want to know. It's the 0-1, and that's over for a strike. Some investigative reporting. Really all we did was ask him. We didn't need to go further than that. The 0-2, and way up and in as he turns away. That was a little uncomfortable up near his ear. And he said that was indeed his first ever walk-off hit by pitch. It was the first in Revs history out of the 46 walk-off wins that they now have. And time asked for as he takes a step out. Now Reed, the 1-2. And a strike 3 called after going up near the ear. Came back and spotted a fastball knee-high, and Boggs was frozen. Reed has retired his first 5 of the night, the last 3 on strikeouts. Coming in 36 2/3 innings, he's given up 39 hits. Opponents hitting .275. No home runs allowed. 23 walks, 47 Ks. Here's De La Cruz, who takes a strike. He thought it was outside, as do the Revs fans behind home plate. Reed with hefty strikeout numbers coming in. And delivers, and it's a little bit low, a cutter. A lot of times you'll see that from late inning relievers, not as much from long relievers or starters. Change up, the tumbles low, they'll appeal to first, and De La Cruz did not offer on it. He's batting at .262 with 3 home runs, 17 ribbies. And the 2-1, and a swing and a tap foul, third base side. Revs trail 2-0 here in the second inning and looking for their first base runner of the night. The wind and the 2-2. Swing and a miss. Reed tied him up. A cutter in, and he strikes out the side in order. In the second inning, he's retired all 6, the last 4 on strikeouts. And we'll head to the third inning here tonight. Barnstormers have a 2-0 lead.
And now a baseball tutorial from Maple Donuts.
The single.
Grabbing your favorite maple donut for breakfast.
The double.
Grabbing an extra maple donut for later.
The brush back.
Brushing the white off your shirt after biting into a fresh powdered sugar maple donut.
The ground rule double.
Quickly retrieving the 2 maple donut holes that got away.
What? 5-second rule.
Charlie Donut and the Boys of Summer have a winning lineup waiting for you right now at Maple Donuts. Pick up a fresh hot cup of Maple Donuts famous coffee and one of Charlie Donut's 58 varieties. The perfect double play combination.
The steal.
Opening the box only to discover that someone stole your favorite maple donut.
Hey!
The home run.
Showing up at work with a Maple Donuts Baker's Dozen.
Maple Donuts taste right. Create tasty bread. Anytime, day or night. For appetite delight. Maple Donuts taste right.
Joel's Painting and Contracting is a proud sponsor of the York Revolution. They are also a partner in the maintenance of Santander Stadium. Joel's Painting and Contracting is the highest rated painting company in York and Lancaster County. Now is the time to call for great deals on all your interior and exterior projects. A community partner with thousands of happy clients. Hit a home run of Joel's Painting and schedule an appointment today or give them a call at 717-471-4273. That's 717-471-4273 for Joel's Painting and Contracting.
Your teams all the time. York's only place for local sports. Sports Radio 1350 WOYK.
Top of the third, 2-0. Lancaster leads it. Paul Braverman settles in next to me. Good evening, Paul.
Hello, Daryl.
Take him any way we can get him, like last night, huh?
I enjoyed watching the Revs report, the highlight package cut from last night. Hit him right in the derriere for the walk-off winner. But if you're going to get hit, that's not a bad place. You're not hitting a bone or a joint there. So
there's Jerry Owens leading off and looks at a strike. Top of the order for the Barnstormers here in the third.
Judging by Boggs' reaction, it didn't hurt much.
No. Fastball down low. He told us on our pregame interview that they want to check the ball and see if it was a little deformed. He's so solid back there. It's the wind and the 1-1. And a fastball just inside. There are many ways to describe where he was hit. Derriere is one of those. Yeah, that was an enjoyable comeback, though. First comeback when trailing after 8 this season. The 2-1. And he pokes one on the ground, just fouled, just past the third base bag. Owens just sort of swatting at it. And fortunately, all it is for the Revs is a foul ball strike, 2-2. He led off the first with a single on a 1-2 pitch. Came around to score the first of the 2 runs. And they've had leadoff hits each of the first 2 innings. Neal trying to avoid that here. He fires, and a swing and a bounce foul, first base side. Owens, who on opening night dove for a ball in Sugarland, broke a bone in his glove hand, and underwent surgery. He was inactive for much of the first half. Surprised that they didn't have him in last night's lineup, but back in tonight. And that foul ball hit his foot first, so he limps that one off. Now digs back in. And Neal shakes off, now winds and deals. And a swing at a foul tip as that one ricocheted over toward Feliz, who's on deck.
You mentioned that last night was the first comeback win for the Revolution, trailing after 8 innings all season. If you want a rather jaw-dropping stat from the major leagues on ninth inning comebacks. I've got it for you.
Ball low, 3-2. Certainly, Paul.
Last night, when Minnesota came back from 5 runs down to beat Detroit entering the ninth inning, it was the first ninth inning comeback of 5 runs or more in 2 seasons.
A foul back, 3-2 it remains.
In the majors.
That's pretty good.
The last 2 seasons, including this one, teams with a 5-run lead or more entering the ninth inning were 1,059-0 since opening day 2014, before the Twins erased a 5-run lead by the Tigers last night to win. That is pretty incredible.
Another payoff pitch from Neal. And a sharp ground ball at second. Patterson to a knee. He stays in front of it, knocks it down, and throws to first for the out. Had to sidestep 1 step to his right to get in front and makes the play. We'll pause 10 seconds for station identification here on Revolution Radio.
First in York, first in sports. Your only local sports station. The new Sports Radio 1350, WOYK, York, Pennsylvania.
1 away here in the top of the third. It's a 2-0 Lancaster lead. Anderson Feliz steps in, had an RBI double in the first. Pitch from Neal is over for a strike.
And it's crazy to think that one game could impact how a team approaches the trade deadline, whether they're going to be buyers or sellers. But now the Tigers may be having second thoughts.
The curveball up high, 1-1.
You know, they've been around 500 all year, but with that lineup, everybody assumes that they're going to take off eventually and contend, and now maybe they will be sellers at the deadline.
Wow.
You know, it's amazing how one night can kind of change your perception of how a club is going to be.
Pitch here is fouled off, third base side. Well, you've always heard that they're maybe a closer away from completing that team.
Yeah.
And I wondered if maybe that would be what they took from last night, but maybe it's the opposite. Maybe it's that they're not ready to contend with that group.
Yeah.
There's a swing and a miss on a good slider, and Neal strikes him out, 2 away.
Yeah, you're right. Their bullpen has just been a disaster.
For years.
It's been a disaster for years, and they're probably more than one reliever away.
Yeah. Now with 2 down, here is Kevin Rivers, who fouled out to third, his first at bat. Lancaster a 2-0 lead here in the top of the third. And Neal winds, kicks, comes home, and a swing and a miss. Starts Rivers with a slider. Man, he flailed at it.
Nice bat flip from Rivers on the swing and the miss.
Yeah.
You're exactly right. Flailed at it and then kind of just flipped the handle to himself after bat went airborne a little bit.
Like a baton as Neal fires a strike. Outside corner now.
Matt Neal would take that gesture as a compliment, I'm sure. Compliment on a good pitch.
Ahead of him 0-2. Looking to settle in here tonight. Here's the wind, the 0-2. And it misses down and away.
Boy, when De La Cruz calls a game, he loves setting up outside to left-handers, doesn't he?
Yeah.
I mean, he sets up and he calls for that on the corner a lot to the left-handed bats. He wants guys to chase and maybe slap a little grounder the other way to third for a somewhat easy out.
He got down there again. Rivers pops it up foul. Pounds will give it a look from third. It's back into the stands.
Yeah, and you can tell when De La Cruz does set up outside, Brian Pounds cheats the line a little bit at third to anticipate maybe a grounder off the end of the bat up the line. You've got to be, you think always, of course, that the battery mates have to be in sync, but that affects the third baseman too. He's got to watch every movement he makes there when he sets up outside in case there's a grounder up the line at third.
Now ball missing low. Neal just went to the stretch again. It was interesting. 2-2. That's a couple of times now he's gone from wind-up to stretch with nobody on. Now back to the wind-up, 2-2. And a breaking ball froze him. Strike 3 called. Neal snaps off the slider and strikes him out looking. A 1-2-3 third. He's set down 6 in a row and 9 of 10 after the first 2 had reached and scored. We go to the bottom half of the third inning, still 2-0 Lancaster.
Providing quality services efficiently and in a timely manner to its clients is the mission of the law firm of Griffith, Strickler, Lerman, Salamis & Calkins. GSLSC is equipped to handle any real estate transactions, leases, residential and commercial real estate settlements, zoning issues, and all matters involving municipalities. They are also experienced in the formation and operation of family real estate ventures that are tax sensitive to the needs of the investors. Griffith, Strickler, Lerman, Salamis & Calkins is an approved title insurance agency and can provide you with title insurance and legal representation at one low cost when buying a home or investment property. Don't risk any real estate settlement without an experienced real estate attorney from the law firm of Griffith, Strickler, Lerman, Salamis & Calkins at your side. Phone 717-757-7602. They've been handling residential and commercial real estate matters in South Central Pennsylvania for more than 50 years. With mortgage interest rates at an all-time low, now is the time to buy or refinance. Phone 717-757-7602 today or visit their website, gslsc.com.
Listen up, people. This is the Rich Eisen Show.
He's a professional. Rex Ryan, the head coach of the Buffalo Bills. Many people are mentioning that Tyrod Taylor may have a shot at gaining this starting job. Would you say that he does?
Absolutely, I would. I think, nothing's been decided. Obviously we haven't even been in pads yet, but, nobody's really taken that thing to say, hey, this is definitely the number one guy.
The Rich Eisen Show. Sports Radio 1350 WOYK. York Sports on your mobile device or online at WOYK1350.com.
Go to the bottom of the third, 2-0 Lancaster leads it. Our Heritage Lawn and Landscape Care home run contest tonight. Contestant in this one is Suzanne Rote. If a Revs player hits a long ball in this one, Suzanne will win a prize pack courtesy of the Revs and Heritage Lawn and Landscape Care. And good luck. Talvin Nash will try to accomplish that right away. He leads off. First pitch from Reed is up high. Revs got Nash back in last night, pinch hitting. He swung at the first pitch and grounded out, but it is great to have his presence back in the order. The 1-0. And a swing and a miss. Reed left it up, maybe a little bit above the zone. It's a ball and a strike.
Yeah, I think his eyes got big on that one, but it was just a little bit inside and it was jammed a little bit.
He had hit his first Revs home run right before. He had to sit for a few days. The 1-1 and a swing and a miss. Fastball to the outside corner. But that threat of power, it is there.
Someone wins a prize if we hit the big chicken in right field. It might be tough for a right-handed batter, but a lefty might get into one there.
It's the 1-2, and it's just a shade low. Well, the sun's glaring off it a little, Paul, so I can't quite. Can you give me the full details on that?
Wingstock.
Okay.
Promoting Wingstock Saturday, July 18th on the Brooks Robinson Plaza. Great wing and beer festival.
Fastball up and away. Good eye. It's a full count. I couldn't quite read it from here, but
really ties the ballpark decor together. I wonder if we can keep it there all the time.
It's the 3-2, and he swings and fouls it back and stays alive. James Simmons next. Wilson Valdez will hit this inning as well.
It's like in Durham. It's not just from the movie Bull Durham. It's true. They got the big bull, and if you hit the bull, you win a steak. So you could win a whole chicken if you hit the chicken.
Nash has some oppo pop.
If there's a guy in our lineup that could get that thing from here, it would be him.
Another full count pitch, and it just missed inside. And Nate Reed again willing to go off speed on 3-2, this time a hook. And it missed in on Nash, who's got a leadoff walk. There goes the perfecto. Revs with their first base runner of the night. And here's James Simmons playing in his second game with the team.
Speaking of home runs, James Simmons has several in this ballpark.
Oh, yeah.
I'm looking forward to his first as a member of our team with Bridgeport. He was not a revolution killer. He was the revolution killer.
First one is outside on him.
I can't think of an opposing player with, a big enough sample size of games that had more success against the Revolution in this park than he did.
I was told that When guys heard yesterday that he was joining the team, they were very happy to hear that. Popular guy, great defensive player. And he swings here and blisters one to right center. That's down for a hit. Nash is going to round second, and he'll make it to third without a problem. James Simmons with his first Revolution hit, the team's first of the night, laced it to right center, and it's first and third with nobody out.
Well, there you go. I mean, he was 0 for last night in his first start with the club, but that's the James Simmons we've seen in this ballpark so many times. And he takes the ball to center field. I mean, we've seen him hit it over the center fielder's head for warning track doubles, triples many a time, and that was classic James Simmons, right on time, right back up the middle.
We have also seen him go to that fence and steal.
Yeah.
Balls hit out there. I'm sure the pitchers were happy to hear of his signing. Well, here's Wilson Valdez with first and third and nobody out. Wagner just went through some signs for his infield. Simmons does have speed over at first. And Reed to the belt. First pitch to Valdez is over for a strike. I doubt you'd see Simmons go with no outs in the inning, but
the Lancaster catcher, Tyler Wagner, he doesn't throw it back to the mound with quite the velocity of Bridgeport's Luis Rodriguez, the machete, behind the plate. He whips it back faster than it comes in, but he puts a little extra on it back to the mound.
Now a snap throw to first, and Simmons just got back.
I just wanted to say the machete. I wonder if that's a tool that catchers use to keep focus, keep their pitchers focused, infield focused. I mean, might seem silly, might not be anything, but certainly wakes everybody up, the pitcher especially, when the ball comes at you with that amount of velocity. Yeah, keeps you on your toes.
Pitch to Valdez, a called strike, outer edge, and Reed's got the jump on him, 0-2. I would think I would be a little more alert if I was taking a throw back from a guy like that. Valdez, a bunt hit last night. He's hitting at 244. There's the stretch from Reed. And the 0-2. Swung on and tapped softly toward first. Nash is coming home, and McDade can't make a throw anywhere. Fair ball, he scores. Revs are on the board. It's 2-1. And it was going to go maybe just past the midway point of the first base line. And Nash took off and didn't hesitate. McDade came in to play it and looked toward the plate, and at that point had no play on Valdez, and nobody was covering first base either.
Well, I didn't know Talvin Nash had that many tools, showing some pretty nimble running ability, pretty light on his feet, and a good base running play and some quickness there out of the big guy. Revolution haven't had too many crooked numbers in this stadium this season. 11-25 at home. They are poised for a big inning now with the top of the order up. 2 on, still nobody out.
Be an infield hit and an RBI for Valdez, and Mikey Reynolds bunting gets it down at third. Feliz falls to his rear end, and his throw pulls Hughes off the bag. Bases loaded with nobody out. 2-1 our score, and now they are full with no outs. Feliz came in from third to handle the bunt, and as he went to throw it, he fell straight backward.
Base hit. Base hit, says Brian Whistler, infield bunt single.
He fell to his rear end, and his throw yanked Hughes off, who was over to cover.
There it is, Darryl. This is the inning we've been waiting for. We just haven't had that huge inning this year where the fans get a good solid 15-20 minutes of the Revolution just knocking it around the yard. Maybe tonight's the night.
Eric Patterson, the hitter, and he takes low and away. Mikey was robbed of a hit in the first inning, but he's on now on the bunt.
Starting to even out, huh? Some of the breaks last night, maybe a call went our way.
It's the 1-0. And a swing and a fly ball hit deep in left center. It is gone! Grand slam home run! Eric Patterson to the opposite field. And the Revs hang a crooked number here in the bottom of the third. 5 runs on the board, still nobody out. And a 5-2 lead as Patterson clears them off with the opposite field grand slam home run.
Well, you can say all the things that you're supposed to say about a fresh start, a new half, starting over again 0-0, but it's a whole other thing to come out with the energy and focus to actually make it count and make the fresh start count. And so far the Revolution are doing that with a 9th inning comeback last night and a big inning here. What do you think? Playoff tickets on sale, Daryl? Too early? Too early?
Oh, man, I just want to go 2-0.
They said all the right things, and, they've been saying that really for the last 3 weeks of the first half, that the mental hurdle of clearing that ugly first half and actually starting over 0-0 would benefit guys. And, last night they did not get discouraged down 1-0 when they were having another offensively challenged night. Put together, unconventional, a 9th inning comeback to win it. They took advantage of a break they got from the officiating crew, and, they came out with their hitting socks on tonight. So the team is playing with a lot more energy at home than we've seen.
Brian Pounds fouling the first pitch back. 5-2 they lead, 5 runs up, still no outs. Rich Rundles just paid a visit. Lancaster's pitching coach.
That was a bomb. That's not cheap to that section of the arch nemesis.
Here's a swing and a high fly ball in left, and this one's fairly deep. Collier backing up a couple of steps, though, and right in front of the warning track, he will have room. Pounds just missed and just got under it.
I didn't quite see it with the sun. Did it clear the big wall?
That's what I'm wondering, too. I don't know if it...
I thought it cleared the big wall. I thought it cleared the big wall, and, obviously if you're a righty and you turn on it and get air underneath it, it's not a huge shot to clear the wall section close to the foul line, but opposite field to the gap portion of the wall, there's nothing cheap about that. That is a bomb. I mean, we've seen the left field alley here be friendly to righties and lefties, but that's a bomb to get it over that section of the arch nemesis.
A strike and a ball on Nick Ferdinand. And Matt Peterson, our Revs TV operator, agreed that it did clear the big wall and not around the side of it.
Yeah, I didn't quite see, because sometimes balls will sneak around the side and you can't tell. Either way, I didn't see the ball come back, so that's all I cared about.
No, it's out there. As Ferdinand fouls this one off, 1-2.
I believe we have a contest winner.
We do. And the pitch to Ferdinand is in the dirt. Suzanne wrote. It should be a huge prize pack for the Grand Slam. But
talk about winning in grand style. That was no solo shot.
Suzanne, congratulations. Give Eric Patterson your thanks. You can stop by the Apple Chevrolet ticket office during normal business hours at your convenience. Prize pack waiting for you as Ferdinand tips a foul at home plate. That is the Revs' first Grand Slam of the season. Almace said that yesterday he felt there was a lot of positive energy around BP, but maybe that's to be expected coming off the All-Star break. He pointed out, though, today, as Reed misses down and away, that
everyone's refreshed after 4 days off.
In the room today, though, it was very noticeable.
Yep.
It's a little bit different feel than it was even a week ago. Here's the 3-2. And it breaks inside. Ferdinand draws another walk. Second walk of the inning. And his third in 2 games to start this second half here this weekend. And Brandon Boggs up next. Now the big shot this inning, Patterson's slam. It's 5-2 York. Here's Boggs, who struck out his first time. And Reed with the pitch. And a swing and a ground ball toward the middle and through. A base hit. Ferdinand will come to a stop at second. It's first and second as Boggs adds a hit. Zawadzki from short, had he been more toward the middle, would have been able to get to that, but Boggs finds the opening. That was one in the first half that the shortstop would have found a way to get to. So it seemed. Here's Luis De La Cruz, the 9th hitter of the inning. And Nate Reed, just an inning ago, had struck out the side in order. He retired his first 6 the first 2 innings. Pitch to De La Cruz is down and away, a changeup. Lancaster now with a right-hander up. Here early on tonight. Righty up in the bullpen. On the stretch from Reed. And the 1-0. That is down and away. De La Cruz, who had also struck out his first time up, now facing Reed for the second time. (2-0) and a swing and a miss. Fastball toward the outer edge. Nate Reed, who was excellent as a reliever a couple of years ago with Lancaster, trying his hand at starting. He comes home, and it's swung on and fouled away right field side.
I don't know if I've ever seen such a disparity between how you start a game and the wheels completely coming off an inning later. I mean, he retired the first 6 batters he faced, the last 4 of which to end the first in a 1-2-3 second, 4 consecutive swinging strikeouts.
Here's a rip at third. Feliz, a diving stab to his left. They get the out at second, but De La Cruz beats the turn to first. Feliz with another sparkling defensive play. De La Cruz with a sharp one-hopper. And the third baseman laid out to his left to stab it on one hop. They get Boggs on the force at second, but De La Cruz legs it out at first. And that'll give Talvin Nash another chance with first and third and 2 outs. Started this whole thing with a walk.
All starts with a leadoff walk, right?
It does.
Oh, I like the chance to have a power hitter hit twice in an inning here. You know what I'm thinking.
First pitch is just outside for a ball.
These fans deserve a game's worth of celebrating.
This is the Revs' first grand slam, by the way, since Patterson last July 9th against Somerset. Here's a pop-up foul, back and out of play. Eric Patterson, just over 1 year ago on Thursday, July 9th of last season, a grand slam just right of straightaway center here at home. The last grand slam by a Revs hitter. Only 1-1 and a fastball in the zone for a called strike.
Well, I think it's fair to say that for the Revolution to have any chance at contending in the division in the second half, Eric Patterson has to have a big half. You know, he'll be the first one to tell you that he did not have the start to the season and then the half that he wanted, and then there was an injury in there as well, which certainly isn't his fault. And, you know, there you go. He's off to a big start.
Runner goes and a swing and a miss. Nash down on strikes. But the Revs with a big outburst in the third, scoring 5 times, and Patterson's grand slam, the third of his Revs career, which ties him for the all-time Revs record with Jose Herrera. His third grand slam in a York uniform. Revs score 5 times total in the inning. It's 5-2. Paul will have the call as we head to the fourth.
Core Design Group, a local architectural and structural engineering firm, is celebrating 10 years of serving its partners in York County and beyond. Core specializes in commercial, healthcare, houses of worship, industrial, higher education, and residential. For more information, visit our new website at www.core-designgroup.com or call 717-741-2046.
Whether it's for sport, protection, or recreation, Spar Firearms is the best place to go for all of your firearm needs. With a large selection of new and used firearms, Spar carries an array of brands, as well as ammo and other accessories. Whether you're an avid collector, sharpshooting expert, hunter, or weekend enthusiast, Spar Firearms provides everything you need no matter your experience. For the best in convenience, selection, and customer service, visit Spar Firearms, 6108 Carlisle Pike in Mechanicsburg, and online at sparfirearms.com.
Revolution! Summer is in full swing at Santander Stadium. 2015 brings incredible entertainment, amazing giveaways, and of course, fireworks. On July 13th, gold medalist and Penn State head coach Cale Sanderson will make a special appearance on Wrestling Night. Meet him and get an autograph. See you at the Revolution game on July 13th. Revolution!
First in York, first in sports. Sports Radio 1350 WOYK.
Top of the fourth inning, a 5-run third for the York Revolution, and they lead the Barnstormers 5-2 here. A big Saturday night crowd has finished filing in here in downtown York. It's going to be one of the top 3 or 5 crowds of the season here. Well over 5,000 tonight here in downtown York. Matt Neal begins the visitor half of the fourth with ball 1 low to Mike McDade. The Barnstormer cleanup hitter and first baseman. The lefty stands back in. Neal's 1-0, missing high and away. So Neal quickly behind. 2-0 to McDade. McDade last with the Orioles. Began this season at Double-A Bowie with the O's. And a called strike pumped in from Neal. 2-1 is the count. Late addition in the first half for Lancaster. 2-1 pitch, popped up foul behind the plate and out of play. 2-2 is the count. McDade joined Lancaster June 26th. With Bowie in the Orioles system this year. Before that, had played in the Blue Jays, Indians, and White Sox organizations from 2009 to 2013. And the big lefty gets jammed high and inside on a check swing on a 2-2. Did he go? The appeal to third says yes, and he's gone. Matt Neal with the punch out. He's now struck out his last 3 Barnstormers, dating back to the final 2 outs of the third inning. His only 3 Ks of the night. And after a 2-run first, Matt Neal is rolling now. 5-2 Revolution, bases empty, 1 out in the top of the fourth. Eric Patterson with his 3rd grand slam in a Revolution uniform a half inning ago. As Darryl said, ties him with Jose Herrera, all-time grand slam lead in franchise history. Each with 3, and that's how the Revs get their 5-2 lead. First pitch swinging, Brian Cavazos Galvez, the Barnstormer right fielder, with a grounder to third. Pounds fields it cleanly and throws him out at first, no problem. So quickly 2 up, 2 down here for Matt Neal in the fourth. 5-2 Revs, roaring back with a 5-run third after falling behind 2-0 in the first on an RBI double from Anderson Feliz and an RBI ground out from Mike McDade for the Barnstormers. Zach Collier, the left fielder, steps in for the Stormers. Lefty is 1 for 1 with a single, stranded at second in the second, as Matt Neal survived the leadoff hit 2 innings ago. Collier made his Atlantic League and Barnstormer debut last night. Takes ball 1 low. Winding and firing, Neal. Check swing foul right in front of the plate, off the plate, I should say. 1-1 is the count. Collier, a former first-round pick of the Philadelphia Phillies. He was selected 34th overall in the 2008 draft by Philadelphia. Hit .240 with 9 homers and 29 RBI last year for Reading. Did Collier, not playing far from Reading now with the Barnstormers. 1-1 pitch, missing low and inside. Curveball dives low and in at the shoe tops of Collier. 2-1 is the count. He's a speed guy. Collier stole 35 bases for Lakewood in 2011. In low A in the South Atlantic League for the Phillies. Sharp grounder toward the Revolution dugout, first base side, leaving the count at 2-2 off the dugout screen over there. And last night in his Atlantic League debut in a 1-for-4 effort, he doubled in his first at-bat as the leadoff man on the top of the first last night, but now he's in a 2-2 count with the bases empty and 2 out in the top of the fourth. Matt Neal looking for his 9th consecutive batter retired in a row. Liner to second. Patterson's there, and he's got it. A weakly hit liner, and Patterson, waist high, snares it to put it away. So Collier lines out. Matt Neal Since Collier's single to lead off the second, has retired 9 in a row with 3 strikeouts. Good times tonight here at Santander Stadium in front of a big crowd as the Revolution look to add to a 5-2 lead in the bottom of the fourth when we come back on Sports Radio 1350 WOYK.
Remember when the goal was to see how fast you could run home from school, play 99 straight innings of wiffle ball, or jump up onto anything? At WellSpan Health, we think making time to play is still a great goal. Being healthy is how you get there. And just in case your grown-up body can't keep up with your inner child, WellSpan Orthopedics walk-in injury care is there to help with a team specially trained in treating sprains, strains, and broken bones. If you have a WellSpan primary care physician, your visit is added to your electronic health record so your doctor may coordinate any follow-up care. You never need an appointment, and both our Apple Hill location in York and our new Hanover Orthopedics location are open evenings and weekends. You can get all the details about orthopedic walk-in injury care at wellspan.org/injury. At WellSpan Health, it's our goal to help you get healthy and stay healthy, no matter how old you are or how young you feel.
Listen up, people.
This is The Rich Eisen Show.
He's a professional.
Give a listen to how Phil Jackson described why this pick came down.
We understand that, it might take a year, but he's willing to work.
Obviously that fully admitting that it's going to be at least a year till he does anything, and this is for a team that had its worst year, what's the word, ever, right?
The Rich Eisen Show. Sports Radio 1350 WOYK. Your county, your teams. Sports Radio 1350 WOYK. First in York, first in sports.
Revolution coming up here in the bottom of the fourth, leading 5-2 on the strength of Eric Patterson's grand slam an inning ago. An RBI single by Wilson Valdez. Got the Revs their 5 spot. James Simmons, Wilson Valdez, and Mikey Reynolds. 8-9 and leadoff due up for York here in the bottom of the fourth. Lefty Nate Reed retired the first 6 batters he faced, including 4 strikeouts in a row to end the first and second innings, all of the swinging variety, and then the wheels came off for him in the third. Hopefully for Lancaster, he'll settle down after 1 bad inning, but the Revolution looking to keep the good times rolling here with Simmons, who singled and was on base for the Patterson slam. The righty steps in, first pitch swinging. Over the outer corner of the plate, swing and a miss. 0-1, 1 the count to Simmons. James Simmons beginning the season in the Mexican League, hit .273 with Monclova. And takes the 0-1 outside, 1-1 is the count. Last season in Bridgeport, the Revolution killer, as we call him. .295 with 20 home runs and 15 steals. Another good season for the Bluefish, but now he's on our side. Here's the 1-1. Nate Reed fires, swing and a miss, chasing it low and away. Bottom dropped out. Simmons way on top of it, and the count is 1-2. 5 runs on 5 hits for the Revs, 2 runs on 3 hits for the visiting Barnstormers. Reed sets at the waist. The lefty's 1-2. Swing and a miss. Got him on the curve. Simmons down, and that is the 6th strikeout of the day for Reed. Not often does a guy have 6 punch-outs through 3 1/3 innings. Also having allowed 5 runs and a grand slam, but Reed has really been untouchable. Other than 1 big inning. And boy, it all starts with a leadoff walk. And he walked Telvin Nash to begin the inning. And that's what set things off. And he was ahead of Nash 1-2 in that at-bat. So some regret there, I'm sure, as they look back at that inning. 0-1 is the count to Wilson Valdez. The lefty fires, and it's grounded toward third and short. Fielded by the third baseman, Feliz. Throwing on the run. Throw cannot be handled at first by McDade. A weak grounder between third and short. Feliz, the third baseman, charged it. Throwing on the run, it was a little low as he had to hurry. And it was bobbled at first by McDade. Wilson Valdez is safe. We'll see how they rule it, and it will be an error on Feliz at third. So Valdez reaches on the error. One out and a runner at first for Mikey Reynolds, the Revolution leadoff man for the third time tonight. 1 for 2 with a ground out, a single, and a run for Mikey. Setting at the waist, Reed, the lefty, will instead go to first. Back standing up is Wilson Valdez. Wilson saves the umpire the trouble, signaling that he himself was safe. That's helpful. Back in plenty of time with out of tag. Valdez, obviously a running threat for York, the all-time franchise stolen base leader, but not off to a very big lead with a lefty on the mound, and Reed has a good move, and he will again throw over. And again, he's back standing up. So Reed serious about Valdez not getting into scoring position here. We'll see what Tyler Wagner has for the running game, should Valdez be in motion here. Valdez is running on the first pitch, and down to second, a BB by Wagner, and he's gone without an argument. Tyler Wagner with a perfect strike. The shortstop, Zawadzki, let Hughes have it. Hughes, the second baseman, puts the tag on, and Valdez is caught stealing 2-4. He unloaded that in a hurry. Great glove-to-hand transfer by Wagner, and Valdez never had a chance, as on the first pitch to Reynolds, he was moving after 2 pickoff throws, and the Barnstormers were ready for it. Now Mikey Reynolds takes another called strike. He's quickly behind 0-2. Bases empty, 2 outs here. Mikey with a high chopper back to the mound. A little bit towards third, fielded by Reed, throws him out at first by a few steps, and that is the inning. So the Revolution can't take advantage of Valdez reaching on an error. He's caught stealing. A strikeout and a ground out. 3 up, 3 down for the Barnstormers. We'll go to the 5th. It's 5-2, York over Lancaster on Sports Radio 1350 WOYK.
You line your feet up at the edge of the starting block, shake out your arms, and then you push off the block in one fluid motion, fully extending your body, cutting into the water with nothing on your mind but the mechanics. You're a swimmer, and whether it's practice time in the pool or crunch time in a meet, Flying Feet is with you every stroke of the way. Flying Feet. Flying Feet Sports Shoes is a swimmer's paradise. Get suits by Finis, Dolphin, Nike, Adidas, Speedo, Arena, and Tier. Pick up practice gear, team gear, and training equipment like fins, snorkels, and kickboards. The Flying Feet team has high-tech competitive suits, customizable caps, goggles, even goggle repair items. Shower down with swimmer shampoo and body wash, plus suit wash to limit the wear and tear of chlorine. Time to dive into the pool? Then it's time for Flying Feet Sports Shoes. Flying Feet. 1511 Mount Rose Avenue, York, just off exit 18 of I-83 next to Battery Warehouse.
Hi, this is Tom Dasher, president of Tom Dasher Investment Services. I specialize in retirement planning and strategies to meet individual personal goals. Whether you are looking for wealth accumulation or to maximize your retirement income. Oh, heck, this is sounding just like another commercial. Hey, listen, it's this simple. We use risk-free investment vehicles, whether you are looking to still build wealth accumulation or you want retirement income or a combination of both. It is all about getting your money parked in the place that will benefit you the most. If you want to do that, call me. My office number is 246-3879, or my mobile is 487-2096, or contact me at my new website at tomdasher.com.
Follow York Sports on your Android. Search Sports Radio 1350 WOYK.
Matt Neal's 5th inning begins with a first pitch ground ball off the bat of second baseman Luke Hughes to short. Fielded cleanly by Valdez. Throws him out at first. And quickly, 1 pitch, 1 out here in the visitor half of the 5th. 5-2, Revolution lead it. Lance Zawadzki now, the Barnstormers shortstop with the bases empty and 1 out. Eric Patterson's grand slam is the first for York since July 9th of last season, so a year and 2 days against the Somerset Patriots. Also hit by Eric Patterson, so he's got the last 2 Revolution grand slams. Ball 1 to Zawadzki, missing low. 0 for 1, Zawadzki grounded out in the second, and the lefty takes again low and inside. 2-0 the count to the number 8 hitter for Lancaster, Tyler Wagner, the catcher on deck, waiting to round out the Stormer lineup for the second time tonight. And now Neal falls behind 3-0, missing low once more. It'll be a 3-0. The righty winds and fires. 3-0 on the way, and called strike on the inner half to Zawadzki. Taking all the way. 3-1 the count. Lance Zawadzki, a cup of big league coffee with the San Diego Padres a few years ago. Ground ball up the middle. This is going to be a tough play for Patterson, and behind the bag at second. He was not able to backhand it and get himself together to throw to first, and without a play, Lance Zawadzki has an infield single. So 1 out and 1 on. That'll be a base hit, infield single up the middle. But Revolution still on top, 5-2. 5 hits for the Revs. That was the 4th for Lancaster. Tyler Wagner steps in from the left-hand side. 0 for 1 with a ground out to second in the second. Matt Neal goes back to work from the stretch with a runner on base. Wagner, first pitch swinging, fouls it back at the plate and out of play. 0-1 is the count. Telvin Nash at first is holding on Lance Zawadzki after his infield single. Here's the 0-1. Neal fires and again fouled straight back to the screen. 0-2 is the count to Wagner. Wagner, the rare left-handed batting catcher. Against righties, that is. He is a switch hitter. It'll be an 0-2. Neal, a long look into his battery mate, De La Cruz. Now he's got the sign from the stretch. A little blooper down the line in left. Thankfully foul, as nobody had a play on that, with Pound sprinting from third and Ferdinand coming all the way to the line from left. But drops harmlessly foul, and that's a long strike. We'll do it again for a second time at 0-2. Matt Neal looking for a ground ball here to potentially get out of the 5th. Lance Zawadzki's single broke up a string of 10 batters retired in succession by Matt Neal. Ball 1 missing high, trying to get Wagner to chase with 2 strikes. He will not. Neal from the stretch once more. The righties 1-2. De La Cruz sets up on the outside corner, misses high with it. Does Neal. 2-2 is the count. Tyler Wagner, acquired by Lancaster in a trade with the Southern Maryland Blue Crabs, just as the first half was ending on July 3rd. 2-2 pitch. Called strike 3. Rung him up in the inside corner. Matt Neal with his 4th punch out of the night. Second of the looking variety. 2 gone here. Runner at first. And a 5-2 Revolution lead in the top of the 5th. Jerry Owens at the top of the Stormers' order for the 3rd time tonight. Singled and scored in the first, a ground out to second in the 3rd for Owens. Jerry Owens missed essentially the entire first half, save a few games. He was 1 for 2 in the lineup on opening night before breaking his right hand, that's his glove hand, diving for a fly ball in Sugarland, where the Barnstormers opened the season. Ball 1 missing low, so a 27-43 first half for the Barnstormers. They weren't much better than the Revs, but one of their best players and leadoff man, Jerry Owens, getting injured after just 2 at-bats on opening night. So that certainly impacted their season and contributed to their struggles. 1-0 pitch, missing low and away. 2-0 is the count. He had surgery on the hand, did Owens, after breaking it on opening night, diving for that ball in Texas, and he was not reactivated until June 14th. The lefty stands back in, ahead 2-0. Neal from the stretch checks the runner at first. He'll go home with it. No problem with just 1 on and 2 away. 2-0 pitch misses high, however, and now the count is 3-0, and Neal does not want to put the potential tying run on here with a chance to put up his 4th consecutive 0 here in the 5th. The righties 3-0 coming up on the way, and a get-me-over strike. No. Ooh. That was in the same spot in the inner half of the plate that the get-me-over strike was to Zawadzki a couple batters earlier, and he doesn't get the call this time. Thought he did. He walks Owens on 4 consecutive pitches. For Matt Neal, he of 4 strikeouts. That's his first free pass of the night. So the Barnstormers have Neal in a bit of a jam here. First and second with 2 outs in the top of the 5th. Revolution trying to keep it a 3-run lead. It's a 5-2 advantage. That was Matt Neal's 74th pitch of the evening to put Owens on. So not in big trouble yet, but there will be some rustling in the Revolution bullpen. I assume they want Neal to go at least 6, but if he ran into any trouble and upped his pitch count here, north of 85, perhaps it would be just a 5-inning night for him. We will see. Anderson Feliz, an RBI double in the first to give the Barnstormers a 2-0 lead. The Revolution with 5 unanswered runs since then, and he struck out swinging in the third, so he's 1 for 2. Feliz, a switch hitter, steps in from the left-hand side. Runners at first and second. Neal takes a look and fires strike 1 to the outer half of the plate. 0-1 the count to Feliz. Mini jam here for Neal. It's 5-2 York in the top of the 5th. From the stretch, the righty kicks and fires a looping curveball that came in too high. 1-1 the count. Neal's breaking pitches have worked for him well tonight. We saw him snap off a slider to strike out Mike McDade back in the 4th. He's been tough on left-handed batters, even for a righty. 1-1 offering coming up from Neal. Sets at the waist from the stretch. Looks back at second and fires. Swing and a liner. This could be big trouble into the right field corner. Down for a hit. Rattling around in the corner. Boggs has it, gets it back along the infield, but not before. Zawadzki scores easily from second. It looked like that had a chance to score 2 runners with a good runner in Owens at first, but it's just Zawadzki, and it's a 5-3 game. Anderson Feliz with a stand-up double to right field, his second RBI double of the night. He is 2 for 3. Jerry Owens, after his walk, moves from first to third, and suddenly it's a 5-3 game here in the 5th, and the tying runs, would-be tying runs, both at scoring position for the designated hitter Kevin Rivers. 0 for 2, a pop-out and a strikeout. Rivers, the lefty, steps in, takes ball 1 low from Neal. 1-0 is the count. They don't want to see Mike McDade, the big lefty power bat here with men on base, clinging to a 5-3 lead in the 5th here. Neal has to attack Rivers. Here's the 1-0. Called for a strike, waist high. It'll be a 1-1 offering. Each team with 5 base knocks, but it's 5-3 Revolution, mostly in part to Eric Patterson's 3rd inning grand slam. 2 out, 2 on in the top of the 5th. Neal takes a look at the runners. 1-1 offering, missing high, 2-1 the count. Feliz at second after an RBI double. Owens at third after a walk. Lance Zawadzki's 1-out single came around to score, courtesy of Feliz, and here's a liner into the Revolution bullpen, first base side. Hard hit strike, and the count is 2-2. Matt Neal a pitch away from salvaging this inning and giving the Revolution a 2-run lead as they come up in the 5th. A base hit could very well tie this game. 5-3 York. A little bit of a tense moment here after a wild celebration in the 3rd as the Revolution scored 5 times, sending 10 men to the plate. 2-2 offering. De La Cruz sets up outside. Neal fires, missed a spot inside. They fooled Rivers, swing and a miss, strike 3. Let me rephrase. I don't know if he missed his spot, but he didn't hit it. With De La Cruz set up outside, Rivers confused as it dove low and in, swing and a miss, and a brilliant pitch by Matt Neal there in any event. And for Matt Neal, it's his 5th strikeout of the night to end the 5th and strand 2 runners in scoring position. The Barnstormers get one, but it's the Revs still leading 5-3 as we go to the bottom of the fifth here at Santander Stadium on Sports Radio 1350 WOYK.
An invasive pest that's already killed millions of ash trees is bearing down on our communities. The emerald ash borer, or EAB, means certain death for every ash tree it infects. The good news is that you can protect your property's ash trees with help from Heritage Lawn and Landscape Care. Our EAB prevention methods are effective, environmentally safe, and less costly than removing your dead tree, which is the only alternative to prevention. Learn more at heritagelawnandlandscape.com.
Hey, sports fans, great news. Now you can listen to Sports Radio 1350 anywhere with the new WOYK mobile apps. Stranded in Siberia? No problem. Kidnapped by wolves? It's not as bad as you may think. Wherever you are, WOYK is with you on the brand new mobile apps. York's only local sports station just went mobile and global. Sports Radio 1350 WOYK. First in York, first in sports.
Listen up, people. This is the Rich Eisen Show.
He's a professional. Rex Ryan, the head coach of the Buffalo Bills. Many people are mentioning that Tyrod Taylor may have a shot at gaining this starting job. Would you say that he does?
Absolutely, I would. I think, nothing's been decided. Obviously we haven't even been in pads yet, but, nobody's really taken that thing to say, hey, this is definitely the number one guy.
The Rich Eisen Show.
Sports Radio 1350 WOYK. There's only one place for local high school sports. Sports Radio 1350.
Eric Patterson strolls to the plate to a well-deserved ovation here to begin the Revolution half of the fifth. His grand slam put York up 5-2 in the bottom of the third inning. They now lead at 5-3. Lefty Nate Reed goes back to work, missing low and inside to Patterson. The left-handed Revolution second baseman, batting second this evening. Here's the 1-0, and Patterson takes a called strike. 1-1 the count. From the stretch, the lefty fires, and there's a called strike. On the outer half, 1-2 the count. Patterson 1 for 2. His fifth home run of the year was the grand slam. Now with 26 RBI on the year for Patterson. 1-2. Stayed alive, fought off a potential strike three on the outside corner. Close enough that he had to take a chance and just nicks it foul, third base side. It'll be a 1-2 to Patterson. The lefty Reed winds and fires, and missing low and away, 2-2 the count. Last night, Eric Patterson singled in the ninth and came around to score the tying run in the bottom of the ninth. On Brian Pound's gap double to left field, tied the game at 1 before the eventual 2-1 win in walk-off fashion by the Revolution. 2-2 pitch, missing low and inside, 3-2 the count. So Patterson, plenty of heroics. Ninth inning base hit last night that eventually tied the game, and then he gets the granny tonight. 2-2 pitch is popped up, however, into shallow left field. Coming in is Collier to call off the shortstop Sawadsky. Collier makes the catch, and Patterson is retired. Base is empty, 1 out here. A 5-3 Revolution lead in the home half of the fifth. Brian Pounds, a strikeout in the first, flew out to left in the third, and he is 0 for 2. The Atlantic League leader in walks with 35. He is 4th in the Atlantic League in on-base percentage at .388. Ball 1 inside to the righty Pounds, the Revolution third baseman. And if you're into advanced metrics and are savvy enough to look beyond just the typical batting average, home run, and RBI statistics, it's pretty clear Brian Pounds has been the best overall player for York this year as he takes a called strike. 1-1 is the count. Pounds batting .288, but his on-base percentage a full 100 points higher than that at .388 due to 35 walks. A ground ball to short. Hard hit. Zawadski is able to wait on it, scoops it up and throws him out at first. A long throw, but hit hard enough that he did not have to charge it. 2 up, 2 down here. in the bottom of the fifth for the lefty Nate Reed, and now Nick Ferdinand steps in. A strikeout and a walk for him tonight. In left field for York, the righty, batting here with the bases empty in the fifth. Leads the Revolution with 6 home runs, does Ferdinand, and he takes a called strike on the outer corner. 0-1 is the count. So Brian Pounds, he's just an on-base machine. And if his batting average underwhelms you at .288, for me to call him the Revolution's best overall player this year, or at least their best option at the plate, walks turn into runs. And his 35 and his on-base percentage just shy of 400 really makes him a valuable cog, and you have to look just beyond the stats that appear on the scoreboard. He's a money ball guy. He's a Billy Bean type guy because he gets on base, to explain it that way. An 0-1 pitch to Ferdinand is fouled off. First base side out of play. Heads up behind the Revolution dugout. Fans. 0-2 is the count. Revs down to their last strike here in the bottom of the fifth, leading 5-3. Reed deals, and a sharply hit ball up the middle. Fielded at second. The throw to first in time. Hughes to McDade. Luke Hughes, a low liner that took a late hop. A bullet hit by Ferdinand, but a nice defensive play for a 1-2-3, bottom of the fifth for Nate Reed and the Barnstormers. And Darrell Henry returns when we come back with the Revolution leading 5-3 on Sports Radio 1350 WOYK.
And now a baseball tutorial from Maple Donuts.
The single. Grabbing your favorite maple donut for breakfast. The double. Grabbing an extra maple donut for later. The brush back. Brushing the white off your shirt after biting into a fresh powdered sugar maple donut. The ground rule double. Quickly retrieving the 2 maple donut holes that got away.
What? 5-second rule.
Charlie Donut and the Boys of Summer have a winning lineup waiting for you right now at Maple Donuts. Pick up a fresh hot cup of Maple Donuts famous coffee and one of Charlie Donut's 58 varieties. The perfect double play combination.
The steal. Opening the box only to discover that someone stole your favorite maple donut.
Hey.
The home run. Showing up at work with a Maple Donuts Baker's Dozen.
Maple Donuts taste right. Create tasty bread. Anytime, day or night. For appetite delight. Maple Donuts taste right.
Waking up with the Zabe. The Steve Zabin Show.
And I know I can already hear you screaming at your radio. You don't even have a real job, Zabin. You just sit in front of the microphone and flap your cake hole around. I understand that. I'm not upset to be back today. I need to get back. I need to get back on the horse and get back riding again. I'm just saying it's going to take me a segment or two to get up to speed. Join me, Steve Zabin, mornings at 6 on Sports Radio 1350 WOYK.
Hi, this is Dan Patrick. Join me weekday mornings at 9 on Sports Radio 1350 WOYK.
Top of the sixth, it's a 5-3 Revs lead. And my thanks to Paul Braverman handling the last 2 innings. Bo Vaughn will take over for York. Matt Neal goes 5 tonight. Pitching change brought to you by Maple Donuts. Mike McDade to lead things off. Middle third of the order. He swings first pitch and launches it high and deep to right. Boggs to the fence, and he's got room. Against the wall in right field, and McDade is out on 1 pitch to begin the sixth. When that left the bat, I had my concerns. Boggs went back quickly, looked like he was running out of room, but just barely had enough room. So a quick first out. Matt Neal, 82 pitches, 52 strikes, and 5 innings of work. Here is Galvez, and Bo's first pitch is in tight. Galvez, 2 groundouts tonight. And Bo out of the stretch delivers, and that one's across for a strike called. Matt Neal, 5 innings, 3 runs, 2 earned on 5 hits. He walked 1, struck out 5. Here's a liner yanked foul. over the end section of seats in left and just above the top row there. 1-2 on the right hand hitting Galvez, the pitch, and a breaking ball. It's down and in. 5 runs, 5 hits, 2 errors for York, 3 runs, 5 hits, 1 error for Lancaster. And the 2-2 swung on and trickled foul over toward the Barnstormer dugout. And he'll try it again. And a swing and a miss. Pulled the string on the Frisbee slider and gets Galvez swinging 2 up, 2 down for Bo here in the 6th. We'll pause 10 seconds for station identification here on Revolution Radio.
First in York, first in sports. Your only local sports station. The new Sports Radio 1350, WOYK, York, Pennsylvania.
2 down here in the top of the 6th. 5-3, the Revs lead it. And Zach Collier to dig in. He is singled and lined out to second base. Bo steps off momentarily. Well, Collier climbs back in. Vaughn is ready. First offering is swung on and scraped foul. Straight back. Revs bullpen currently an arm short. Mike DeMarc is back home in Arizona, tending to something back home and currently inactive. It's the 0-1 and off speed. It just dipped low. Now the Revs with 24 active last night and tonight. Stretch and the 1-1 and a swing and a miss on a slider. They probably don't want to go too long without getting the relievers some game action. Neal maybe could have gone another inning tonight, but you've had the 4-day All-Star break. These guys need work. Pitch here is just outside, tried to backdoor his slider. 2-2. Now nods yes, and the pitch. Slider struck him out swinging. And a 1-2-3, top of the 6th for Bo Vaughn. He flirted with a long ball on the first pitch that was caught in front of the fence. The next 2 hitters, he strikes out. And we go to the bottom half of the 6th inning. It's still a 5-3 York lead.
Broadway transmission? I don't know how they do it.
We've been in business for 60 years at the same location.
I don't know how they do it.
It's our long-term nationwide warranties.
Oh, and don't forget our online appointment scheduling.
I still don't know how they do it.
They towed my van at no cost with my repair.
It's our ATRA certified technicians. Don't forget the good-looking genius in the office.
Come on, man. I know they help me with financing. Still, with my bad credit, I don't know how they do it.
I did my research and felt comfortable that Broadway is a AAA approved specialty repair shop. I showed my AAA card and saved some hard-earned cash.
I was happy to get a $100 rebate in the mail after the job was done.
I sure don't know how they do it, but I do know they get it done, and they get it done right.
Broadway Transmission. We'll get your shift together and back on the road fast. Check us out on the web at BroadwayTrans.com or stop in and see how it's done.
Revolution! Summer is in full swing at Santander Stadium. 2015 brings incredible entertainment, amazing giveaways, and of course, fireworks. On July 13th, gold medalist and Penn State head coach Cale Sanderson will make a special appearance on Wrestling Night. Meet him and get an autograph. See you at the Revolution game on July 13th. Revolution!
On air, online, and on your smartphone. Sports Radio 1350 WOIK.
The Revs lead. Nate Reed continues to work. His last two innings have been scoreless. Revs got all 5 of their runs in the third. And Brandon Boggs to lead off. First pitch of the inning is cut on and missed. Boggs tonight, a strikeout and a single in his 2 at-bats. The 0-1. And he rips one the other way, but caught it first. Mike McDade reaching down just above the dirt and caught it in front of his body. And Boggs hit it hard the other way, but lines out. On our Wellspan Sports Medicine injury report, the Revs with Mikey Reynolds back in tonight, first time since Memorial Day. And 3 pitchers inactive. Here's Luis De La Cruz, who's 0 for 2. And a first pitch curve breaks in for a strike. Brad Bergeson and Ian Durham with the elbow injuries. Anthony LaRue with a broken leg. That's your Wellspan Sports Medicine injury report. There's the wind and the 0-1. And it misses high and away. Talbot Nash due next. And the 1-1 breaking ball. He tips a foul against his own leg. Now a ball and 2 strikes on De La Cruz. He taps that shin guard a couple of times to make sure it's still on the way it's supposed to be. It must have protected him there. A 1-2. And he grounds it softly to second base. Rolling to Luke Hughes. He's got it. Throws on to first for out number 2. And if you would include an error as an out, Valdez reached on an error in the 4th, and he was erased anyway, attempting to steal. Reed is retired 10 straight. Here is Talbot Nash, who started that 5-run third with a walk, scored a run. Also struck out his other time. And the first pitch here is blasted deep to left field. Forget about this one. Way out of here. Telvin Nash with a bomb over the arch nemesis in left. No doubt about it. His second with York. And the Revs add a run to the lead here in the 6th inning. It's 6-3. Welcome back to the lineup, and the big man unloads on one into the York night. Absolutely destroyed it. Out toward the light pole, out at the far end of the arch nemesis, and hello, Arch Street. His second with York, and here's James Simmons, who looks at a strike. The Revs have played long ball tonight to power the offense, and they add one here in the 6th. 6-3. And what a bolt that was. Pitch, and that's over for a strike. The dimension that Nash could add to this offense is huge. Great to have him back, healthy and in there. The 0-2. And that breaks down and into the dirt. That was no doubt from the moment he made contact, crushed it over the big wall in left. That is where he has hit both of his Revs homers. The 1-2. And Simmons checked on a slider away. They appeal to first, though, and Chris Carroll rings him up. That'll end the inning. But Telvin Nash blasts off to left field, his second home run with York. A solo shot gives him some breathing room as we head to the 7th. It's the Revs 6 and the Barnstormers 3.
Providing quality services efficiently and in a timely manner to its clients is the mission of the law firm of Griffith, Strickler, Lerman, Salamis & Calkins. GSLSC is equipped to handle any real estate transactions, leases, residential and commercial real estate settlements, zoning issues, and all matters involving municipalities. They are also experienced in the formation and operation of family real estate ventures that are tax sensitive to the needs of the investors. Griffith, Strickler, Lerman, Salamis & Calkins is an approved title insurance agency and can provide you with title insurance and legal representation at one low cost when buying a home or investment property. Don't risk any real estate settlement without an experienced real estate attorney from the law firm of Griffith, Strickler, Lerman, Salamis & Calkins at your side. Phone 717-757-7602. They've been handling residential and commercial real estate matters in South Central Pennsylvania for more than 50 years. With mortgage interest rates at an all-time low, now is the time to buy or refinance. Phone 717-757-7602 today or visit their website, gslsc.com.
Savory's Funnel Cakes have brought their delicious funnel cakes from the York Fair to Santander Stadium. Be sure to visit their stand on the third base concourse near the hop corner, as they offer both regular and pumpkin funnel cakes. Also, be sure to check out Savory's Funnel Cake Eating Challenge played between innings during York Revolution home games. They also offer event catering. Give Savory's a call at 717-271-3485. That's 717-271-3485. Savory's Funnel Cakes, York's delicious delicacy for all to enjoy.
The radio home of the Revs. Sports Radio 1350 WOYK.
6-3, the Revs lead it. We go to the 7th inning. Edward Paredes will take over. Pitching change brought to you by Maple Donuts. Talvin Nash clobbering his second Revolution home run. When he swings and meets it squarely, it is going to go a long way. That was a mammoth shot. So Paredes, the second on, and relief for the Revs tonight. And Luke Hughes to lead off the inning. Maple Donuts call to the bullpen as Paredes will kick and fire and just misses outside to begin it. Hughes, the K-man tonight, has flied to right and grounded to short. A 1-0. And a swing and a well-hit ball to deep left. And this one is going to go a home run down the line and over the arch nemesis in left for Luke Hughes. And Lancaster gets that run right back at 6-4. That is his third and his second here in this ballpark. And Paredes, who coming in had allowed just 2 runs over his previous 15 2/3 innings, including the win last night in relief. Struck out all 3 batters that he faced in the 9th. But Hughes connects on it at 6-4. Here's Lance Zawadski, who swings and misses on a curveball. He's 1 for 2 tonight, an infield hit and a run scored. The 0-1 and a breaking ball just missed away. That looked pretty good from here, and Paredes was shaking his head. Lefty against lefty. And Eddie nods yes. The 1-1, that misses way outside. Second straight night for Paredes. Last night, his first win of the season. 3 strikeouts were a season best. And now ready. And the 2-1, swing and a miss. Another good slider. Paredes 1-0 with a 3.33 ERA and 22 outings for the year. 2-2. Swing, and it's bounced off the plate toward first. It'll hit the grass and skip foul. As Nash steps up to glove it, and he'll toss it into the stands. Barnstormers with their league-leading 53rd home run of the year. Paredes will try it again. And a called third strike. Paints the outside corner at 91. And Zawadzki immediately turns and has a word on his way back to the dugout. 8th strikeout of the night for Revs pitchers. Lancaster with 53 home runs. Next closest is Southern Maryland with 47. The Revs have 41 now after the 2 that they've hit tonight. They came in ranked 5th in the league. Here's Wagner, the switch hitter, batting from the right, and Paredes misses in tight. Wagner a ground out and a strikeout tonight. 1-0. And that just missed away. A changeup. On our York Mitsubishi out-of-town scoreboard, Bridgeport a 2-1 win in Camden in a game that started a little bit earlier tonight. Bluefish 2-0 to start the second half. Camden 0-2. Pitch. And a broken bat dribbler to second. Hit the side of the mound and redirected toward Patterson to help him out. He charges in, gloves and throws. And gets Wagner at first. Broken bat brought to you by Heritage Lawn and Landscape Care. You've got an ash tree or any tree care concern. Emerald ash borer might be your concern. Heritage Lawn and Landscape is the crew to help you. Find them online at heritagelawnandlandscape.com. Here is Jerry Owens. 1 for 2, a leadoff single and a run scored in the first. Also walked in the fifth. His on-base streak at 17 now. And he swings first pitch and loops a foul. And this will find the stands in left. Just above Lancaster's bullpen. No balls and a strike. Other games in the league tonight. Long Island up 4-1 at Somerset in the bottom of the fifth. Trying to even things up there. Southern Maryland, who won at Sugar Land last night, has a 1-0 lead in the fifth tonight. It's the 0-1, and it's in at the knees. A strike called, and Paredes ahead, 0-2. Southern Maryland acquired, or I should say Sugar Land acquired Rennie Osuna from Southern Maryland before the game tonight, somehow. It's the 0-2. And it just missed. Maybe a hair below where the previous one had come across. It's close. Revs have Tony Pena up in the bullpen. Owens an open stance off the plate. There's the 1-2. And a swing and a miss. He strikes him out. Went right at him with a fastball at 90. Paredes allowing the leadoff home run, but retires the next 3 after that. Luke Hughes does make it a 2-run game again on the solo shot. And we go to the bottom half of the 7th. Stretch time here at the bank tonight. It's the Revs 6 and the Barnstormers 4.
Core Design Group, a local architectural and structural engineering firm, is celebrating 10 years of serving its partners in York County and beyond. Core specializes in commercial, healthcare, houses of worship, industrial, higher education, and residential. For more information, visit our new website at www.core-designgroup.com or call 717-741-2046.
Looking for something cool to do this weekend? Looking for a different kind of family fun? Come to the coolest place in town, York Ice Arena. Get on the ice with your friends for Rock and Skate. The last Friday of each month. Every Wednesday is family night with free skate rentals for the whole family. And remember, the coolest place in town is also available for the coolest birthday party in town. For party package prices and public skating times, check out YorkSkate.com. Want to learn to skate? Want to suit up and learn how to play some hockey? Come to the coolest place in town, York Ice Arena. Learn to skate programs are now available for all ages, for every skating ability. Class levels range from beginner to freestyle, where you'll learn basic jumps, spins, and footwork. And skating rental is included. Or get on the ice for York Ice Arena hockey programs. Taught by Ice Arena coaches, boys and girls can learn proper techniques for the game. Rental equipment is available. Group skating lessons and beginner hockey programs are forming now. Plus, York City residents get a 50% discount. Register today. Go to YorkSkate.com.
All about local sports. Sports Radio 1350 WOIK.
Bottom of the 7th, 6-4, the Revs lead. Right-hander Kyle Simon is the new pitcher for Lancaster. Pitching change brought to you by Maple Donuts. Nate Reed tonight, hurt by the long ball and the big inning. 5-run third, including the grand slam by Patterson. Solo shot then by Nash in the 6th. Wilson Valdez to lead off, and Simon misses in tight. Reed 6 innings, 6 hits, 6 runs, all of which were earned. 2 walks, 7 strikeouts. The 1-0, and Valdez taking all the way, and it's outside, and it glances off the glove of Wagner. 2 balls and no strikes. 91 pitches, 63 strikes for Reed. Now Simon back to the plate, and Valdez looks at a strike. He is 1 for 2 tonight. RBI infield hit in the 5-run third. Scored a run. The 2-1 and a swing and a foul tip off the glove of Wagner. 2-2. Simon a 6'6", 220-pound righty. 2-0 with a 2.57 ERA in 13 outings, 14 innings. He delivers, and a swing and a jam shot, base hit to left. What a piece of hitting that was from Wilson Valdez. Simon came in trying to jam him, tied him up, but Valdez stayed very short to it and punched it into left field. And the leadoff man on to begin the bottom of the 7th. Simon tried to get in there, maybe didn't get in far enough, and Valdez stayed inside it. Here's Mikey Reynolds, and he squares to bunt, and bunts foul off to the left of the home plate area. 1 for 3 on the night, a bunt single in the 3rd, right in front of that Patterson grand slam. Feliz had slipped while making the throw, but may not have gotten Mikey anyway. And remember, he hurt his finger. His legs have been fine and fresh, and he can run. And the pitch, Valdez is running. It's outside, throw to second, double hops, and it's late. And Valdez is in with a steal, the 71st of his Revs career. 16th this season. His previous one on June 22nd in Lancaster was number 70, which gave him the Revs all-time record. And he picked a good one to go on as Wagner skipped it twice and to the shortstop side of the bag. It's a runner at second with no outs. The 1-1 to Mikey, and he swings and taps a foul off Wagner's shin guard. The corners were in thinking that he may bunt there, but he took the full swing at it. Simon was in the Orioles system, moved to the Phillies organization in 2012, the trade that sent Jim Thome from Philly to Baltimore. 1-2. Oh, look out. A foul up onto the concourse on the first base side. As that made its way up there rather quickly. Mikey Reynolds, the bunt hit earlier tonight, he's now reached safely in 20 straight games. Simon delivers, and a slider locked him up. It's a called third strike. Simon got the better of him there and froze him. And run up for out number 1. We'll bring on Eric Patterson, who has the biggest swing of them all in this game tonight. Opposite field grand slam in the third. It's 1 for 3. 5th home run of the year. The Revs' first grand slam since he did it a year and 2 days ago. As he takes down and in. Opening game of last year's second half, he hit one against Somerset. A 1-0 and a fastball missed inside. Actually, I'm sorry, it was the third game of the second half last year against Somerset, but a year and 2 days ago. The 2-0, and that's a little bit low. And the third grand slam of his Revs career, which tied him with Jose Herrera for the Revs all-time record. And now on 3-0, they'll just put him on intentionally, so he'll take first base. And Brian Pounds to the plate. Pounds 0 for 3 tonight. A 6-game hitting streak and a 4-game RBI streak on the line as Simon lifts the leg and looks. Valdez back at second base. 6-4 York. Here in the bottom of the 7th. And a pitch to Pounds, a swing and a well-hit ball the other way in right. Galvez moves back, and he will catch it. Valdez tags from second. He'll advance to third. Pounds hits it hard the other way on a line drive, and Galvez backing up just about to the warning track. Did have room to make the grab out toward the cannonball corner. And Pounds hit it well. Twice tonight he has flied out deep. He just got under one back in the third inning, flying out to left. And it's first and third with 2 outs for Nick Ferdinand. He's 0 for 2 tonight with a walk. And the first pitch, it is right there for a strike. Lancaster with 2, 3, and 4 in the order, due up in the 8th. The Revs will be facing the heart of the lineup. 0-1, runner goes, it's a called strike. Throw to second is cut off. Here comes Valdez, and he's called out at the plate. And the return throw from Hughes was to the outside of home plate, and Valdez thought that he got his foot in before Wagner yanked the tag back around. Had the throw been to the third base side of the bag, it would have been an easy call. Patterson had stolen second. Valdez had a few words for the plate ump Doug McFarling, who said that's enough. And he'll talk with Mace about it meanwhile. The fact that the throw was to the first base side, Wagner had to catch it and reach all the way back around. Valdez thought that he had gotten the foot in, and Mace thought enough to come out as well. I thought he did at first look too. No runs on 1 hit and 1 runner left. So we'll go to the 8th. It's still 6-4 York. WellSpan has helped many professional, student, and recreational athletes stay at the top of their game. And they can do the same for you. With a full spectrum of care, including sports nutrition, concussion management, orthopedic surgery, and physical therapy, our winning team can help you prevent an injury or treat one. For immediate care, call 1-877-482-5420 or visit wellspan.org/sportsmedicine.
Basketball camps are still ongoing at York College of Pennsylvania in the Grumbacher Sport and Fitness Center. The second Spartan Boys Basketball Camp will be held July 27th to July 30th. The camp for boys aged 7 to 9 will be running from 9 to 12, and the camp for boys aged 10 to 15 will be running from 9 to 4. There will also be a shooting camp hosted for both boys and girls. The Spartan Shooting Camp for boys and girls will be running August 3rd to August 6th. The camp is for boys and girls aged 10 to 18, and that will be running from 9 to 12. For registration information, visit ycpspartans.com or contact York College head men's basketball coach Matt Hunter via phone at 717-849-1614 or via email at mhunter2@ycp.edu.
Your teams all the time. York's only place for local sports. Sports Radio 1350 WOYK.
Start of the 8th, 6-4, the Revs lead it. Tony Pena comes in. His first pitch is outside. Anderson Feliz leading it off. Switch hitter in the 2-hole tonight. And the 1-0 from Pena, a fastball just inside. Feliz 2 for 3 with 2 RBI doubles. And a run scored. Pena the wind and the pitch. And a swing and a soft bouncer to second. Patterson charges, reaches low to glove it, and makes the toss over to first. Pena fell behind 2-0, but Feliz swung and topped it and bounced out softly. One away here in the top of the 8th. Pitching change is brought to you by Maple Donuts. And Pena has been terrific. 3 outings, 2 2/3 innings, 1 run. No walks, 5 strikeouts. Here's Kevin Rivers. And first pitch, a swing and a miss. Pena with the slider. And Rivers was up there trying to jump on a first pitch fastball, it appeared. Tonight is fouled out once, struck out twice. And the 0-1. Swing and a miss. Another good slider down in the zone. Maybe out of the zone where it ended. Dusk here at the stadium tonight. And a beautiful evening. And Pena looks in, nods yes. Here's the wind and the 0-2. And it's in the dirt. De La Cruz fought to get over and block it, but it glanced off his chest protector. And had Rivers swung, that would have been a problem, but it's only ball 1. Now all parties are ready again. Long look in from Pena, and maybe not. Rivers will now ask for time. Boy, the Revs on that double steal attempt, it's a shame. It seemed like they did everything right, trying to execute it, but didn't get the call. Pitch, and a swing and a dribbler foul over along the first base side. Everything right, but leave it up to the plate ump and his judgment. The Revs didn't agree with it. That's still a 2-run lead. And Pena settles on the sign. The pitch is just a hair high. And that appeared to be right around the upper border of the strike zone and over the plate. The reason he maybe didn't get it is they were set up in, and he missed his spot more to the outer half. Here's the 2-2, and that misses a little bit high. And now a full count. I mean, they're not supposed to call it based on where it's caught. It's supposed to be whether it's in the zone or not, but you see that happen a lot. And now Pena steps off, and De La Cruz is going to go out and make sure they're on the same page. Our attendance tonight announced up here in the press box. Season high, 5,946. Just a little under 6,000 tonight. The Revs and Barnstormers, thank you. Now ready, the payoff pitch. And a swing and a foul tip. Rivers just got a piece on a fastball. Pena kept it down, and he tipped it off De La Cruz's shin guards. Mike McDade waiting on deck. And Pena looks in. He is ready to go. He'll try it again. And a swing and a ball yanked foul over the roof on the first base side. That was extremely foul. Now Rivers making him work, and a few pitches ago they thought maybe they had him struck out. Another 3-2 missed inside, and Rivers ends up working the walk, the first issued by Pena since joining the team. And now McDade will represent the tying run. McDade tonight 0 for 3. RBI ground out back in the first. Switch hitter bats left. First pitch is cut on and missed. Last night in the 8th inning, he gave Lancaster a 1-0 lead on a single. 2 outs in that 8th. And tonight he bats as the tying run here in the 8th. Pena ready. And the 0-1 swing, and he just got a piece. Squirts a foul behind the plate. Brian Cavazos Galvez, their team leader in home runs, is on deck. Pena the stretch. And the 0-2 swung on and fouled back into the upper deck and back down. Just over the Dietz and Blewett Insurance Diamond deck. There is literally no wind at the moment. The flag is completely just hanging out against the pole in right center. Pena ready again. Another 0-2, and he misses high and away, trying to get McDade to extend the zone. McDade was at Double-A Bowie to begin this season. He's now played in 12 games with Lancaster, or 11, I should say. Tonight, his 11th. 1-2, and a swing and a liner toward the corner in right field. It's gone. Game-tying 2-run homer. And that thing was never higher than that tent down the line in right that it struck on the fly. A line drive home run that was barely off the ground. And it carries straight out. And Lancaster ties the game at 6-6 here in the 8th. His first home run as a Barnstormer. He's driven in 3 on the night. And we are tied at 6. It looked like Pena wanted the slider down and in and didn't get it far enough. as he misses high on Galvez now. Now the 1-0. And a swing at a high fly ball in left center. Ferdinand and Simmons chasing this one, and Simmons has room. Catch is made on the edge of the warning track in left center. That one did not quite carry. And it's out number 2 in the inning. Again, though, that's a second straight night that a key batter has reached after at least some in the building, and not just me, thought that they had him struck out. Here is Zach Collier with the bases empty and 2 outs. He swings first pitch and pops it up in foul ground and left, and this will sneak into the seats. Just a couple of columns in. Valdez, Pounds, and Ferdinand all in pursuit. Tony Pena, he will be a go-to late inning arm for the Revs. He looked stunned that he had given that one up. He's definitely a guy that they want out there in these situations. There's the 0-1. And a swing and a fly ball to deep right again. Boggs is back and looking, and it's gone. Zach Collier with a solo home run out onto the porch in right field again. And the Barnstormers with 2 home runs here in the 8th inning have gone in front. 7-6. A 2-run shot followed 2 hitters later by a solo blast. And Collier, in his second game with the team, connects on his first. Both hitters their first home runs with Lancaster, and it puts the Barnstormers ahead. Here's Luke Hughes, who lays off a ball just outside. Their 3rd home run as a team in the last 2 innings. Hughes had the first one last inning, and he swings and misses here. It's a ball and a strike. Now the 1-1, and a swing and a miss on a slider from Pena. Had better depth on that one. The 1-2. And a swing and a nubber. It spun back to Pena. That thing was heading to second with all kinds of spin. And he gloves and throws to first for the out. But the Barnstormers take the lead with a pair of long balls to right in the top of the 8th. 3 runs on 2 hits, both homers. Nobody left. Revs will try to answer back. We go to the bottom of the 8th. It's 7-6 Lancaster.
Providing quality services efficiently and in a timely manner to its clients is the mission of the law firm of Griffith, Strickler, Lerman, Salamis & Calkins. GSLSC is equipped to handle any real estate transactions, leases, residential and commercial real estate settlements, zoning issues, and all matters involving municipalities. They are also experienced in the formation and operation of family real estate ventures that are tax sensitive to the needs of the investors. Griffith, Strickler, Lerman, Salamis & Calkins is an approved title insurance agency and can provide you with title insurance and legal representation at one low cost when buying a home or investment property. Don't risk any real estate settlement without an experienced real estate attorney from the law firm of Griffith, Strickler, Lerman, Salamis & Calkins at your side. Phone 717-757-7602. They've been handling residential and commercial real estate matters in South Central Pennsylvania for more than 50 years. With mortgage interest rates at an all-time low, now is the time to buy or refinance. Phone 717-757-7602 today or visit their website, gslsc.com.
Revolution! Summer is in full swing at Santander Stadium. 2015 brings incredible entertainment, amazing giveaways, and of course, fireworks. On July 13th, gold medalist and Penn State head coach Cale Sanderson will make a special appearance on Wrestling Night. Meet him and get an autograph. See you at the Revolution game on July 13th. Revolution!
The Revolution plays here. Sports Radio 1350 WOYK.
Hi, this is Andres Perez, and you're listening to York Revolution Baseball on the home of the Revs. Sports Radio 1350 WOYK.
Bottom of the eighth, Revs will try to answer back. 7-6. Lancaster leads it. Right-hander Chad Beck is the new pitcher. Nick Ferdinand leads off, and he swings and lines a foul just past the end skybox. Skybox 1 on the first base side. Pitching change brought to you by Maple Donuts. And the 0-1. It hit him. Came in with a fastball and drilled Ferdinand, who will head to first and not rub it. So the leadoff man is on a hit by pitch. Of course, the way that the Revs won the game last night. Got him right in the left hip. And here's Brandon Boggs, last night's walk-off winner. 1 for 3 tonight, and he'll bat from the left. And first pitch is in there for a strike. The Revs in the first half, for all of their struggles, they did have a 19-2 record when leading after 7 innings. A lead in the 8th, getting away tonight. Now trying to answer back. The 0-1, and a swing and a miss. Good rip from Boggs, but he came up empty. They did not go to Chad Beck last night. He blew a save in the final game of the first half. He's 1-1 with a 4.50 ERA in 22 outings, 3 saves. The big righty comes set, and he'll make a move over to first. Ferdinand striding onto the bag and taking a step into foul territory, but kept 1 foot on. Beck 6'4", 255. The 0-2, and a swing and a miss. Back to the fastball again, and strikes out Boggs for out number 1. Beck, who wrestled the cow milking belt away from Rami earlier tonight, avenging his loss to Rami Lewis last season. Texas native, maybe has some farm experience. Here's Luis de la Cruz, who's 0 for 3. And the first pitch is down and away. Revs down a run here in the bottom of the 8th, as they were last night, and as they were into the 9th last night. The 1-0. And a swing and a ground ball to short. It rolls right to Zawadzki. He feeds Hughes, and they turn the double play. And if the Revs are going to do it tonight, it'll have to come in the 9th inning again. A 6-4-3 double play, and Chad Beck rebounds from the leadoff hit by pitch to retire the side in order. And we'll go to the 9th. It's Lancaster 7, York 6.
Remember when the goal was to see how fast you could run home from school, play 99 straight innings of wiffle ball, or jump up onto anything? At WellSpan Health, we think making time to play is still a great goal. Being healthy is how you get there. And just in case your grown-up body can't keep up with your inner child, WellSpan Orthopedics walk-in injury care is there to help with a team specially trained in treating sprains, strains, and broken bones. If you have a WellSpan primary care physician, your visit is added to your electronic health record so your doctor may coordinate any follow-up care. You never need an appointment. And both our Apple Hill location in York and our new Hanover Orthopedics location are open evenings and weekends. You can get all the details about orthopedic walk-in injury care at wellspan.org/injury. At WellSpan Health, it's our goal to help you get healthy and stay healthy, no matter how old you are or how young you feel.
Summer is about taking time for what really matters. Spending time with the family, enjoying nature's beauty, having a healthy lawn you can be proud of, plus the time to enjoy it. With Heritage Lawn and Landscape Care, you get world-class environmentally responsible lawn care from a hometown team. The result is a vibrant, beautiful lawn that turns heads and boosts curb appeal. Visit us at heritagelawnandlandscape.com.
Your home for Revolution Baseball. Sports Radio 1350 WOYK.
Go to the ninth inning. Lancaster with a 7-6 lead. See the debut of right-hander Trevor Miller for the Revs here as we start the ninth. Pitching change brought to you by Maple Donuts. York in the bottom of the ninth, by the way, as Miller will try to keep this a one-run game. Revs will have Nash, Simmons, and Valdez due up. We'll have Calderon, Perez, Patino, all available on the bench. Paniagua as well, but typically would not use your other catcher. Lance Zawadzki will lead off, and Trevor Miller ready to make his first pitch with the Revs. As the right-hander winds and delivers, and it's a little bit inside for ball one. Zawadzki 1 for 3, an infield hit and a run scored. The 1-0, and that misses away. 7 runs on 8 hits and an error for Lancaster tonight. 6 runs on 7 hits and 2 errors for York. Next one is just outside. It's 3-0. That was awfully close, so much so that De La Cruz paused before throwing it back, thinking he was going to hear a strike. 3-0. And it's same spot, right on the corner for ball 4. So the leadoff man is on to begin the ninth. 4-pitch walk, and Tyler Wagner coming up. Will be up there to bunt, most likely. Miller, who began the season at Double-A in the Mariners system, pitch to Wagner, and he gets the bunt down. Miller on it quickly, throws to second. They get the lead out. Valdez fires to first. It's late there, but they get the lead runner. Wagner's bunt was back toward the pitcher, and Miller was ready, coming in and on it quickly. And the sacrifice is unsuccessful. And Wagner will take Zawadzki's spot at first with 1 out. Here's Jerry Owens at the top of the order. It's 1 for 3, a leadoff single and a run back in the first. Also walked in the 5th inning. First pitch is lined to right field and a base hit. Boggs over toward the line to glove it. Wagner keeps on running and goes first to third, and they're at the corners. Jerry Owens with his second hit of the night. Now it's first and third for Anderson Feliz. Two for 4 with a pair of RBI doubles tonight. He's been a big contributor. First pitch is down and in, made him move his feet. Miller made 26 relief appearances at Double-A Jackson this season. The Jackson Generals, Southern League. 1-0. And that's a little bit low. Last season made his AAA debut, 2 games at Tacoma. 5th-year pro, drafted by the Mariners in 2011. Stretch, 2-0, and he got that one over for a strike. Last year at AA, a 3.81 ERA, starting and relieving. Pretty good numbers as a starter in his career. Now the pitch, swing and a miss on a fastball away. And back to even things up at 2-2. Barnstormers with right-hander Scott Gracie up in their bullpen. Their closer situation that's been in flux. 2-2, and that misses away. So full count, and Owens a good bet to go from first. Here with 1 out and a runner at third. Try to stay out of the double play. And the payoff pitch not running, and a little squibber in front of the plate. Miller underhands De La Cruz, can't hang on to it. Trying to catch it and slap on the tag at the same time, and Wagner slides in with the insurance run. De La Cruz started out, and as Miller came hustling in, he got back to cover home plate. Miller had to quickly get on it and flip, and De La Cruz trying to slap on a quick tag. Never did have it, and it's 8-6. Barnstormers with 5 unanswered runs here in the last 3 innings. First and second, still only 1 out. Kevin Rivers, the hitter. And the first pitch, that's over for a strike. He scored an infield hit for Feliz, who's got a 3-hit night after coming in batting at .210. 0-1, and a swing and a well-hit ball to right. Boggs is going to have to play it off the wall. Hits the wall on the fly. He'll gun it in, holding Rivers to a single, but Owens read it, took off, and he'll score from second base, and it's 9-6. RBI single for Rivers, who smacks it off the fence in right. Feliz goes first to third, and Lancaster with 2 runs here in the 9th, still only 1 out. Not the way that Miller wanted his debut to go here with his new team. And here is Mike McDade, who tied it last inning. First pitch, a fastball strike on the outside corner. Tied it with a 2-run homer in the 8th. Thing was a low liner that just had backspin and flew out. The 0-1, and it misses away. McDade has driven in 3 on the night. RBI ground out back in the first as well. Barnstormers with 3 straight hits, giving them 11 for the evening. Pitch, and it's down and away, 2-1. Miller delivers, and a swing and a miss. Good pitch down in the zone. Revs bullpen had done a pretty good job the last few games, but 6 unanswered runs the last 3 innings. On the 2-2. And it misses down and in. It'll be a full count. Payoff pitch. Rivers goes from first, and McDade chunks it into left center for another hit. Feliz waited at third to make sure it wasn't caught. He'll come in and score, and Rivers keeps on going all the way to third base. McDade with a 4 RBI night. Thing kind of died off the bat in left center, but he chunks it in for an RBI single, the 4th straight hit, and a second straight 3-run inning for Lancaster here in the final 2 innings of the night. 10-6 they lead now. Here's Galvez, and he takes strike 1. It was a 6-3 lead for the Revs after Telvin Nash's home run in the 6th inning. But since then, 7 unanswered for Lancaster. And the 0-1, swing and a miss on a slider. Galvez 0 for 4 for the game. Miller the stretch and the pitch, and a swing and a bouncer to short. Valdez gloves, throws to second. A quick turn will not be in time, and Rivers scores to make it 11-6. And Patterson relayed it as quickly as he could, but Galvez bounced it softly enough to be able to beat it out. And he picks up his 42nd run driven in of the season. Here is Zach Collier, who gave Lancaster the lead with a home run in the 8th. Solo shot. First pitch to the lefty is down and away. He's 2 for 4 tonight with the home run here in his second game with the team. Now time asked for, a ball loose from the Revs bullpen that'll be thrown back. And Miller, the pitch to Collier, and a swing at a ground ball. That'll find a hole. And into right. And Patterson broke to his left, but right between Patterson and Nash, and Collier singles through the right side. 5th hit of the inning. It's 1st and 2nd, and the inning continues for Luke Hughes, as Lancaster has batted around here in the 9th. 4 runs on the board, 1st and 2nd with 2 outs. And the first pitch to Hughes is outside for ball 1. That is their 13th hit as a team tonight. 8 in the last 3 innings. 1-0, and a slider had him tied up, and it bends over for a called strike. Hughes landed the first blow in this comeback. Didn't seem like much at the time. A solo homer in the 7th. As he swings and misses on a slider, it's 1-2. Miller the pitch, and a swing and a miss. Strikes him out to end the inning. And they'll get their breadsticks. Lancaster scores 4 times in the 9 on 5 hits, 2 runners left. Barnstormers have turned the game around. We go to the bottom of the 9th inning. They lead it 11-6.
Tennis used to be a very polite game. Today, tennis
Ace.
raises a racket.
Flying feet.
The style, the play, and the players are intense, athletic, and hard-charging. Flying Feet Sports Shoes welcomes the evolution of tennis and its battling players with a full line of specialty tennis shoes worthy of the new game. These aren't stand-around-look-pretty shoes. These are co-conspirators for the court. Shoes that will endure opponent after opponent, match after match. Shoes that move when and how you move and stop at your command. Shoes that fit and feel good so your feet are ready and able to take that next set. Flying Feet's team includes Asics, New Balance, Wilson, and K-Swiss in widths that fit. And the Flying Feet staff is always on the sidelines ready to help with your selection. Tennis, it's a whole new game. Be prepared to play it well.
Flying feet.
Flying Feet Sports Shoes, just off exit 18 of I-83, right behind Domino's in York.
This is the Dan Patrick Show.
He's a great, great man. Was Muhammad Ali a thug? He was colorful, controversial. But this is a guy who did something before anybody else did it. And we were okay with it. A lot of us were okay because of how Ali looked. Handsome, well-spoken, and poetry. There was charisma to it. Richard Sherman just came out of a game and started yelling right in our face.
Dan Patrick on Sports Radio 1350 WOIK. Your county, your teams. Sports Radio 1350 WOIK. First in York, first in sports.
Bottom of the ninth, 11-6. Lancaster has turned this game around and taken control of it late. Right-hander Scott Gracie, the new pitcher. Pitching change brought to you by Maple Donuts. Telvin Nash to lead things off. Went yard in his first game back in the starting lineup tonight, which made it 6-3 in the sixth inning, and seemed like the Revs were well on their way. First pitch from Gracie is down low. Nash, a walk, a strikeout, and then the home run tonight. He's scored twice. Second home run with York. The 1-0. And it's down and away. Fifth RBI with York. Gracie's been Lancaster's best. 2-0. And that misses up and in. He would have been going for his first save if not for the 4-run ninth, but he's 3-0 with a 2.13 ERA in 25 outings. Opponents have hit just 196. A little bit better than a strikeout per inning. And the 3-0 is inside, and Nash is on base to start. On base for the third time in 4 trips to the plate tonight. It's his second walk. James Simmons coming up. Simmons 1 for 3, singled and scored back in the 5-run third. And the first pitch here is cut on and missed. The Revs led 5-2 after that big third inning. 6-3 after Nash's home run in the 6th inning. Now the 0-1 and a swing on a high fly ball hit pretty deep in center. Owens going back though will have room, and in deep right center makes the catch. Simmons slammed his bat down partway down the line at first. He hit it well, but knew he didn't get it. And 1 away here in the bottom of the 9th. His teammates will give him 5, though, in the dugout. He put a good swing on it. That is a swing that had him tied for 3rd in the league last year with 20 home runs, and hoping that here in York he can refine that stroke. Here's Wilson Valdez, and he looks at a strike. He's 2 for 3 tonight. RBI infield hit. back in the third. Also scored a run and stolen a base. Gracie the pitch, and it misses down and away. Our York Mitsubishi out-of-town scoreboard. Bridgeport won earlier, 2-1 in Camden. They're 2-0 to start the half. Long Island a 4-2 lead at Somerset in the 8th. Southern Maryland up 2-1 at Sugar Land in the 8th. The 1-1, and that misses down low. Or did it? Did he call that a strike? No? Okay. Thought it was low. 2-1. Beginning to hallucinate. Pitch. And that one a shade low as well. Good eye from Valdez. 3 balls and a strike. Tomorrow the Revs will go for that elusive series win. 5 o'clock first pitch. 3-1 to Valdez, and a swing at a high fly ball in center. Owens will backtrack on this, but room again. And the catch is made in medium deep center as Valdez flies for out number 2. Rami Lewis against Brian Woodall tomorrow. Rami may be even more motivated after being denied in that cow milking competition tonight. Tomorrow, a pregame yard sale presented by James C. Reynolds of Caldwell Banker Residential Brokerage taking place here at the stadium. And all of our Sunday fun, autographs, catch on the field, and kids run the bases. Here's Mikey Reynolds, who looks at a slider down and away. Tickets on sale at YorkRevolution.com, 717-801-HITS, and at the Apple Chevrolet ticket office. Pitch to Mikey is swung on and missed. And it's a ball and a strike. In his return to the lineup tonight, 1 for 4 with a bunt single and a run scored back in the third. The 1-1, and he slaps a ground foul down the first base side. Revs down to their final strike tonight. That yard sale tomorrow is from 8 a.m. until noon, the largest in York City, and right here on Brooks Robinson Plaza. And then our game day fun beginning at 4:05 with the autograph session. It's also a $1 Dog Day presented by Hatfield Quality Meats. As Reynolds fouls this one back and stays alive. And it comes bouncing down from up top into the seats below. Lancaster up 11-6 with 2 outs in the 9th, looking to even this series up. And Gracie steps off. That is some head of hair that he's got. It's just flowing beneath the cap and maybe getting in the way of his eyes as he has trouble getting the sign from Tyler Wagner. Steps off and back on again. And the 1-2 breaking ball. It tumbles down low. They'll appeal it, but Mikey held off. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Revs were looking to start the second half 2-0 for a second straight year, but Lancaster an out away from their first win of the second half. They were 0-2 coming in after that opening night game was reapplied to half number 2, which I guess originally on the schedule it would have been a July showdown that was moved to the start of the season. Pitch to Reynolds is a curveball that's just outside, a full count. And Nash will have the head start. 3-2 with 2 outs. And the pitch. Swung on and scorched to center. Nash will take his turn and get back on at second. Mikey Reynolds with a bullet back up the middle for a single. His second hit of the night here in his return. He's worked so hard to come back and has really been chomping at the bit. And even down 5 in the 9th, had a great at bat. Didn't give in and ended up grinding out a terrific at bat and a sharply hit base hit. Here's Eric Patterson with 2 on, 2 out. And the first one hit him in the foot, and he seems to be okay. He'll turn and head straight to first. Another hit by pitch. And the game not done yet. Bases loaded. Brian Pounds coming up. They are 1 base runner away from having the tying run bat. Patterson hit in the foot, but appears to be all right. And Butch Hobson will head out to the mound and get in Gracie's ear here. Brian Pounds will try to keep the game alive and get it to the next guy just like they did last night. Although the deficit is quite a bit more steep here this evening, but same idea. By the way, Mikey Reynolds with 2 hits tonight, going back to before the injury, of course. He has now hit safely in 18 of his last 20 games. Here's Pounds, who's 0 for 4 tonight. 6-game hitting streak on the line. And first pitch is over for strike 1. Also has a 4-game RBI streak on the line. Now the 0-1. And a swing and a foul tip. Straight to the backstop. He was right on it. A slider. If it hangs just a little bit more, he's all over it, but tipped it straight back. And the Revs down to their final strike. Nick Ferdinand is on deck and representing the tying run if Pounds can keep things alive. And Gracie steps off. Lancaster does have a reliever up behind him. Here's the stretch. And the 0-2. That's down and away, a slider. Did not fool Pounds at all. Now the righty stretches, the 1-2. And a curveball rolled toward the middle. At short, Zawadzki will get to it, and he shoveled it off to Hughes, who evidently got his toe on the corner of the bag just before Patterson's slide. That was awfully close, and the game ends on the fielder's choice. Pounds hit it off the end of the bat. I wasn't sure if Zawadzki would be able to get to it off the bat, but he did. Cut it off up the middle rather easily and shoveled it off for the game-ending force. Revs denied in the 9th. They load the bases but can't cash in. 1 base hit, 3 runners left. And the Barnstormers turn this one around late and win it by way of 8 unanswered runs against the bullpen over the final 3 innings. And an 11-6 final score tonight to even this series at a game apiece. 11-6 is your final. Stay tuned. Post-game show follows next.